Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John.
I'm Claire.
This is Benny, a true nerd, and welcome back to...
Ted's right behind my chair.
Sorry, we're so out of practice on this. I forgot Ted existed. And welcome back to FTL Faster Than Light, which is it's kind of like the ultimate welcome back. Like FTL is the earliest, almost the earliest game on the channel. Technically, there's a tiny bit of Sonic, strangely. Was it Sonic 2? I think it was Sonic 2 in the very first video. I think it's kind of a bit of Sonic 2. Which, and don't think there's any FTL. I think it's just like, so really Sonic's the first video on the first game on the channel. That's weird, isn't it?
That's super weird.
That's so weird. Given since then there's been like, has there been any Sonic since then? I don't think so.
We do like a co-op video at some point.
Possibly. Oh no, there was the new Sonic. We did do a video on the new Sonic. I had a live stream actually, I think.
Yeah.
I think we did, a video on the thing. Oh, music's way too loud. Sorry. Music very loud.
Sorry, not sorry, because this music is so bloody good.
It rocks. It rocks your socks, but it's also quite loud. Sorry. So, welcome to... We're figuring this out as we go, by the way. Some of you may know where we've recently been making some changes to the layout. Work in progress. This is the first live stream. We're actually in the new environment. So, like, let's talk wins. Let's talk wins here, which is Claire no longer sits on a tiny side table, like you know, she's been forced.
I am sitting at a desk that is a proper height.
Yeah, she's just Claire has spent last how many years? How many years has it been?
Do we want to know?
It's quite a few years. Basically, as long as we've been doing the live streams functionally, because you were always on a side table.
Did we start doing the live stream in our previous apartment?
Must have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you were always on a side table in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to be.
So
like you've always been on a side table. Claire's always been kind of like, you know, like the kid
8 or 9 years,
something like that. Like, you know,
kids table, yeah.
Yeah, the kids table. I was going to say leper, but like, you know.
No, you started saying kids. Shush.
Yeah, I was going to go into leper. I was going to do both. So there we go. So Claire now gets to be on the desk. The desk is now big enough that Claire could, like, during a live stream, could come and sit at a proper desk, etc.,
It's gonna be so nice.
But I'm still working. I'm still working on the sound. I'm still working on the sound.
Also, normally I sit on John's left, and now I'm on John's right, and it's very weird.
Yes. But it should be fine, because the audio, like, in terms of left-right, should be broadly normalised. That should be fine. But, yes, like, with the other way round, which is weird, the microphone's not quite in its usual place. And I'm still working on, like, figuring out the exact soundproofing and furnishings for the room. So, like, I keep flipping... I keep listening to the videos we're recording in the YouTube, and no, it doesn't sound right. And I keep optimising. It's a work in progress. So this is the first... So like if everything sounds a tiny bit like that's the interesting thing. Someone just said like Wobble just came in straight. The sound sounds better now, and like that's the thing. It sounds ever so slightly different. But to me, I've been doing the old style and the old noise for so long. It sounds wrong in my head, and I keep trying to fix it. Like and in some ways it sounds a bit. I think it sounds a bit warmer. I don't think it works better. I think it's nicer. In other ways, like it's got a tiny bit more like reverb to it. It's something more boxy. Like, and I'm still working on like just slightly working on that. It's a work in progress. Like it probably sounds a tiny bit more like a recording studio now because we've got more proper stuff around us. But like I'm just working on it. It's just working on it now. So yes. It's a work in progress. I don't like it. So yeah, welcome to the Super Chill live stream. You probably noticed there's no super chats, there's no stickers, there's no anything. Though I theoretically I have found a way to turn off community messages, but I feel like that would be really rude, given that's like you know as it's your little reward for being a community member for a very long time. So that's fine. So I just leave those on. So that's okay. We're doing a Super Chill live stream today. We're going to play some FTL, and I think this is also going to be a bit of a unofficial like. Starfield discussion stream as well.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I'm happy to like discuss Starfield and talk about like how I'm feeling about Starfield and like my first. I think I've got. Hang on, let me check. Yeah, some people are saying. Yeah, some people say precise and very warm. Some people are saying nicer. Some
better low ends.
Yeah, some people are also that. Thank you. I've been working on the gym on that.
I don't know. Everything was already pretty good.
Wow. Okay, that was interesting. Officially I've got 25 hours in Starfield. Though obviously, like you're a little bit behind where we are naturally. So yeah, it's interesting. Like there's some people are gonna like the sound better, some people are gonna like it worse. But I think what's really interesting was I think it's over now, but there was a period last week when, because we had the end of Tale of Two Wastelands and we had XCOM and we had the beginning of Starfield, all three of those were recorded in different spaces. Because I'm pretty sure my original office, before we started doing the renovation, I recorded the Fallout. The XCOM was in the temporary box room that I just did as best I could. And then the Starfield was in the new office. And Claire will tell you, I was freaking out after I recorded the first episode of Starfield. I was listening, but I was like, holy shit, it doesn't sound right. It sounds right. It sounds terrifying.
I couldn't really hear a difference.
No, Claire couldn't hear the difference.
And many people in the chat are saying, I'm an audio pleb and I couldn't hear the difference. I'd not noticed until you told us.
Now, the balance... Okay, I want to need to... Someone's pointed out, the balance of your mics is a lot better here. They use the term mics plural.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
This is because we only have one, and it's now between us, as opposed to previously where it was off to one side and Claire was just a bit further away because she was set back on the table. Because we're now both sitting at the same desk, we're at the thing. Like, XCOM sounded better. You know what? I kind of came to like the box room audio. Like, some people kind of different. Some people like. I thought I was really worried people were going to point it out.
You complained
one person,
so
I did. I was such a bee about it. But like then, like one person I think on the subreddit was like, "Hey, the Starfield sounds weird." Someone points it out, and I agree. But like the vast majority of people didn't notice, and I've been working on it. So it's really a work in progress. So yeah, there we go. Like, we're happy to like discuss stuff. But when I say it's 25 hours, that 25 hours is divided between 6 or 7 parts. Is what we've got up to so far, because I'm a tiny bit further ahead. Like, literally today, like what I should have done as a responsible human being is sit down and record the first episode for the new Fallout series on Sunday. But as I said to Claire, like, as I was sitting down to work today, I want to play more Starfield, so I'm playing more Starfield. And then 5 hours happened. Also, it's a heat wave at the moment, so it's cooking hot. That was like all afternoon to the evening. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have a chill stream. We're gonna have a short chill stream with we're gonna turn off all the donations. It's fine. We're just gonna chat. We're gonna have a lovely chat. So Claire is going to be fun. Claire is louder and John is quieter. It's an improvement all round. Thank you, Axelfag.
Axelfag, that is because the microphone is slightly closer to me, and that is because usually I am quieter than John.
Yes.
Only when we're recording in real life, I'm obviously louder than you because I'm just loud.
Yes.
But yeah, you're just more used to doing the voice.
Yes, exactly. I can slip into doing it much more easily. So I did see that.
I did also see that earlier somebody said the real test for the new setup will be John singing Avril Lavigne.
Yeah. I mean, what you'll also hear is, I think it's like, I think if you listen to part 1 versus part 2 of stuff and you literally put them side by side, like, I can hear a difference, but then I spent a lot of time listening to my voice over and over again, thinking about it, like, super hard. So, like, hey, let's just check this. It's 6 games per row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Starfield's gonna climb up the ranks, damn it. Like, right now, Starfield it's in my top 100 most played games on Steam. It's in my top 100. But like, not by much. Not by a huge amount, actually. So I think it's probably like just on the edge of the top 50. So that's gonna climb. That's gonna flipping climb, because obviously, like, you know, when you see an episode that's about an hour, like, it's actually more like 3 hours of recording, but we slim it down. We slim it all down. Can't hear Ted, though. Ted is, in fact, as he very often does, not only sleeping right behind us, but sleeping so aggressively behind us that if Claire rolls her chair back like more than 5 centimeters, Ted's paw will be crushed. Because Ted likes sleeping in the dumbest spot imaginable. He truly does. Poor Ted. He's going to get squished one of these days. It's going to be fine. Shh. I can't even remember where I'm being defeated by a cab react was from, quote 70. I do not remember where that one was from. Fascinating. So anyway, if you want to, like, discuss or ask me questions about, like, Starfield, go right ahead, feed them into the chat. Claire will, like, you know, feed me the interesting ones or the ones that come up the most. Like, I'll just be chatting about it as we go, to be honest. But yeah, let's just dive into a little bit of. Hang on, let's actually make sure FTL is actually on the stream first. Yep, there we go. Let's just get FTL. Sorry, I forgot FTL has aggressively loud music. So we've kind of got all of that yet. I feel like the Kestrel actually looks quite a lot like the Kestrel actually looks quite a lot like the default chip. It's kind of got the two engines at the back. I'm much like, you know, if we want to have a Starfield themed one. I mean, the penis ship looks a little bit appropriate too. The giant cock ship looks kind of. No, I think. Appropriate.
I mean,
but I think
the Kestrel has a vibe, you know, because it's also like. It's also got, you know, I don't know about the Kestrel so much, but like the Frontier in Starfield does look a little bit,
there we go.
Serenity-esque.
Yes. Ted, you get to be on the ship too. You get to die. Ted gets to be on the ship.
Oh no.
Ted gets to be on the ship. For a start, Ted, Aria, and of course, the adoring fan can be on the ship.
Nice.
Yeah, the adoring. That was some fine typing right there. That was some high level typing. The adoring fan gets to be on the fan. He's just fan gets to be on the ship. It's just Aria, Ted, and the adoring fan get to be on the ship. We'll just play a couple of rounds. I'm going to play on a hard mode, advanced obviously enabled and whatnot. So yeah, we're just going to jump on in. Clap.
The cabaret quote was from the pub crawl for like New Vegas charity stream.
Oh, that one's a bit of a blur. That one, yeah. that one's a bit of a blur in general. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair.
Interesting. From Quentin. I'm sincerely curious. Do you have any idea going into something like Starfield? Any clue how long the series will be?
No, but what I will say is, when we put the thumbnail together, I asked Claire when she was showing it to me, like, you know, we made the original. Then the following day when it was time, you know, Claire, you know, we thought, okay, how are we going to make the part 2? So we very often, if we're pressed for time, we'll make the first one, then we'll make the part 2 ones thereafter, and we'll make a template. So obviously Claire can just knock them out in a giant row. Goes like, okay, here's what part 2 looks like. Here it is, you know, here's part 10. And I said, just out of interest, can you just show me what part 100 looks like? Just in case. Just in case, shall we just
in case it needs to have room for 3 digits.
Just in case we need room for 3 digits, because the only series that ever hit 3 digits was Skyrim, and I feel like Starfield's bigger than that. So we'll have to flipping see. But then again, maybe I've got like more aggressive at cutting shit out these days. So maybe like maybe I think you know, if I did Skyrim again today, would it have less than 100 parts? Maybe. I think it could do. Yeah. Maybe I'd become more aggressive with cutting stuff out.
Now, will you be talking main plot spoilers for Starfield? The Rod of Rassilon wants to know, because they're playing Starfield while watching us.
No. I've barely even started the main plot, to be honest. Like, here's the weird thing. Like, because I want to really get involved in like everything, I feel like, you know, I did like my first episode that was an hour long was like not even the full tutorial bit. Like, it took me like 3 episodes to, like, you know, do the tutorial. So that's just how that is. Like, it's so when I'm first getting absorbed in the world, it's going to be asteroid field. I'll take a gamble. You can sometimes get lucky, but sometimes you take a bit of damage. But if it is, wow, I got the nothing happens event. Marvelous. Yeah, but if it happens to, if we, you know, so it's very like starting stuff. I've barely even got into it. Like right now, I don't have anything in the videos that really probably beyond what was really in the trailers. Right now, like, you know, there are mystical alien artifacts. This was in the very first trailer. That's it. Like, I've not got anything more than that. So, like, I can't give you spoilers if I wanted to. I'm 25 hours in. I've spent a lot of time walking around the first city. I've spent a lot of time, like, the later episodes that I've recorded so far, I just naff off into space. I pick a direction, I go, and just start, like, seeing what we run into. Which is delightful. That I had that whale of a time. I just immediately run into some fun stuff. I've been talking about some of it on Twitter. Like, follow me on Twitter. There's like some slight sneak peeks. So, wow, literally the first ship in the game. That's a slug ship that's got the hypnosis module. So that's hilarious. Right, we'll need to get you in there just to stop this guy. Then again, you know what? He's probably got like very limited charge on that thing. So we just need to wait for these things to charge up for the time being. If I just take out his shield, it's asteroid field, so he's as good as dead at that point. Basically, whoever takes out the other person's shield generator first wins. So we'll just basically concentrate all fire on that, and then follow that up with the shots here. Boom. Right, he's got no weapons, and yeah, that's all absolutely fine, though. Oh, I think Arya might be about to die, actually. I think Arya just got stunned, so she can't leave. This is...
amazing.
Yeah, Arya's dead. Down to two crew members, because I was planning to just run Arya back to that.
Lol.
But Arya just got... Okay, Arya's been murked. There we go. Who did it? Was that Ted? No, it was the adoring fan killed Arya! Flipping plot twists!
Wow.
That's a plot twist. That's plot twist right there. That's the plot twist none of us saw coming. That apparently it was the adoring fan flipping heel-turned Arya. That's not what you expect, really, is it? But there we flipping go, and just one more little bit. How on earth did you get your shields back up? There you go, you're dead now. Poor Arya. Well, we got some stuff at the bare minimum, fix up the ship, etc., etc. Claire!
Okay. Devin says, given there's no Starfield DLC, I imagine there's less overall content than Skyrim. Well, yes, but...
Well, I've not really looked into it.
Starfield
There's definitely something, because they've already announced, like, the first, like, what was it, expansion, what was it called?
The Shattered
something.
Something or other.
Like, yeah, if you bought, like, the high-end editions, you were Garrett, you got that, but I haven't really looked into, like, whether we even know what that is yet. Whether it's just
story
like
expansion,
more,
yeah.
Whether it's more stuff or if it's story, I have no idea what it is.
It's a story expansion, apparently.
Story expansion. I have no clue. As far as I'm aware, they haven't talked much about it. But then again, I've been deliberately avoiding everything. I'm going in as blind as possible and trying to avoid. Because, like, here's the thing, I really enjoy seeing other people's takes on Starfield, but some people are really careless about, you know, just stuff they've run into. So I'm trying to stay as far away from it as possible, which is... So we'll have to see about that. Oh, poor flipping dead Arya. Oh well, c'est la vie.
Oh dear.
What are you looking for? Improve reactor for 3 missiles, 2 robot parts. For me, that's 3 missiles because I'm not using robots and probably won't go over to it. So, you know what? Reactor upgrade is. That's probably just a good deal. There's a store there, but I've got nothing. I can't afford to buy anything, and I've got nothing worth selling. So move straight on. Ignore the store. I don't need to do any repairs either. Space station. Lost contact with a cargo ship. Yeah, sure. They pay a tiny bit of money up front. There's my 3 missiles back again. Brilliant. Can I even make it to? Oh yeah, it's right by the exit. That's fine. So we'll go and visit that. Could be a trap. No idea. Can't remember that one. So, yes, the Shattered Space, said the book 778, and we cannot afford to pay a pirate toll, so screw pirates, we'll just blow them up, it's going to be fine. Yes, so we know there's at least something, but, like, you know, whether there's going to be full-on expansions down the line, like, it would be almost strange if there wasn't in some capacity. Like, if only because, you know, it's because of the way the Starfield map works, you could very easily just stick some extra stars on the end of it and like put them in a different color to indicate, hey, these are the special stars. Like, oh, that, like, okay, Bethesda, if you're paying attention, like, you can have this one for free. It's like, oh, there was a nebula and we didn't detect these stars before, but now we do, and they're in blue because nebulas are blue. Sort of stuff. Hey, that's what FTL says anyway. So like, yeah, now we've just discovered these extra stars that weren't there before. Oh.
Yeah, we've expanded the field.
Yeah. Or mysterious alien gateway, your ship goes through and then you're trapped in a new sector where you can't get back in until you're done with your business there, you can't return back. Because some Bethesda DLC, you're trapped there until you're done.
Yeah.
Some Bethesda DLC is like, hey, you know what, you can dip in and out as much as you want to. Some of it's just integrated. That's rare. Fully integrated is rare. Broken Steel was fully integrated. That's quite rare. Though, you know, I think it worked quite well. Sometimes it's just, you know, like Operation Anchorage, you enter it and you're not leaving till it's done. You get it done, then you can come back to the base game. And then sometimes, like, you know, Point Lookout. It's like, you know what, you can come and go. Maybe there'll be a cost to coming and going. Maybe later in the DLC there isn't that cost anymore, even that gets taken away. Ted has literally stuck his foot under your chair, so if you roll forward, you also squish him. Ted is just...
You bloody idiot. We love
So,
you.
yeah, Star Trek Voyager. They could just do a Star Trek Voyager. That could be it. Like, it would be so easy for them to just stick some extra stars and say, this is the DLC Star Zone now. Absolutely. It's going to be... Yeah. They could absolutely do that. So like I don't know what it's going to be. It would be very strange. In fact, it would be basically unprecedented in modern Bethesda open RPG history if there wasn't some form of proper expansion to Starfield. Like, you know, literally, here's new play space. Like, Bethesda love saying, here's new play space with its own dedicated new factions and new story. It would be weird if they didn't.
Ezra had a question about the adoring fan and like where you find them. I think, is that randomized?
I don't know. Obviously he's not shown up in my game so far, but I have got to the stage where he has shown up in the video series, so he'll be there. He's going to be there. But I don't know exactly what I will not say, but he did show up in a slightly odd place for me, and I do not know precisely what caused that to happen or not happen. So question mark.
Devon was suggesting also the stars could be hidden by a giant cloaking device. You could happen upon, you know, Space Wakanda or something.
Yeah, sure, why not?
It's like,
that seems reasonable, yeah. Literally just say, oh yeah, there's this other faction of aliens out there that like didn't want to be found, but we found them, and now that's accidentally triggered a war. That'd do.
Okay, what days are the Starfield videos going to be now?
Right now, Wednesday and Saturday. I can confirm that next week on Friday, that's the end of XCOM. XCOM 33 is the grand finale. It's been recorded. It's locked in. So yeah, he's that's 30. That's 33. So that's next Friday, I believe. And then after that, it's just straight over to, at that point, it'll be, that's the point Starfield will take over. So Starfield will be next week, it will be Saturday, then Wednesday, then Saturday, and then it will move to Tuesday and Friday, where it shall stay.
All right. And then, yeah, a couple of people mentioned performance thoughts for Starfield. PJK and James, and also James says New Atlantis runs literally 1 FPS for me, so I'm extra excited for your next episode of Starfield so I can see what it's meant to look like.
Yeah, it's I've not been seeing too much. I think I'm running it on I think not like every setting's on ultra for me. I think I'm running it on like a blend of high and ultra, and obviously I turn off a few things like the film grain, the depth of field, the motion blur all gets turned straight off. So like I'm running it on like high to, I mean honestly I'm actually surprised. Like my PC was, you know, a very good PC a couple of years ago. Now time has moved on. It's not got the most up-to-date graphics card. You know, it's got a pretty, like the CPU is still pretty beefy. It's one of the mid-range i9s. But like, you know, the GPU's, you know, no longer the absolute top tier, etc, etc. But like it's running pretty nicely at a kind of a blend of high and ultras. Like definitely you can tell on occasion. Oh, just offered to hail someone assistance. Our shields down, won't last long. Try and help them. And we got ourselves a job. Oh, wow. 20 scrap's actually a lot for hard mode. I'll flip and take 1 damage for 20 scrap. Flip it done. Oh, we're slightly on fire, though. It's a little bit on fire. We can sort that out. Not going to be a problem. That will all be absolutely okay. So, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by it. Like, you can definitely see on occasions, like, either if you're in a very busy city, or if, like, you're in a particularly crowded alien world where a lot of stuff's going on, like, you can tell the frame rate's not a consistent, smooth 60. You can see it's going down on occasion, but like for the scale of it, I'm okay with it. And like on occasion you'll just get a landscape that's like, you know, that's pretty nice. That's pretty bloody nice. Yeah, people saying they're still rocking the 1070s and they're working fine. I'm ahead of that. And
somebody was saying that it runs surprisingly okay on Steam Deck as well.
Yeah, it does seem to have been fairly well optimized. Obviously, I have seen the classic Bethesda, by the way. I did see classic Bethesda, which is I did see one creature just drop out of the sky like cars do in Fallout on occasion. I literally just saw one creature just like, bloop. It's like, why were you in orbit in the first place? You know, like mammoths occasionally do in Skyrim. So the engine's still doing that on occasion, which I found delightful. There's just occasionally creatures just plop out of the sky, which is wonderful. That was just a thing that I saw on one occasion. That was nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really interesting for me as I'm, like, I'm not doing the full editing of it right now because I'm still finishing editing XCOM 2.
Yes.
But I'm doing, like, a you know, like a a very fast,
Yes.
like, you know,
What
running
we
at
call either the
1.5
blitz or the first pass.
Yeah, running at 1.5 speed,
Yeah,
just
there's
cutting out the...
there are multiple ways videos can get edited on this channel. Like, in the case of some one-offs, for example, I will record them, then I will edit them. Especially if I've got a really clear idea as to what I do or don't want to be included. Like, if I know a lot's going to get cut out, it's going to be really, really, really cut down, I'll just do it. Alternatively, there's the other extreme is basically Claire does a normal edit where basically she'll do all the work on it, she'll pass it to me, and I will give it a very quick pass where I don't actually watch the whole thing through. I basically trust Claire's editing choices. And what I do is I just check the transitions, like where cuts are, like literally the transition being cut and cut, or for like the exact decisions that have been made for like how much space, how much natural pause exists between sense blocks, and also for if Claire's tried to do audio fixes. And just double check I agree with those, and I'll make some further tiny changes. But that's a fairly quick, simple job for me. Then there's the midpoint, which is like if we're in a hurry to do something, very often I'll record something. If it's like due out the same day, I'll give it to Claire. She'll blitz it, which means basically she'll go through literally just removing the gaps and like hacking it together.
And I do
and it's
that,
going to be scruffy.
And I do that at like, I listen to it at you know, 1.5, 1.8 speed. Sometimes it's just like, go on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John.
Faster than that, but alright, fair enough.
But, you know, then it's all you need for cutting out, you know, cutting out.
Yeah, and then you'll give that back to me, and I'll go through it in full. I'll listen to literally everything. At that point, and I'll go through it in great detail just to make sure I'm happy with it all. So,
oh, that's funny. Tom in the chat says that must be nice, Claire. My boss needs to sign off on all my edits. Yeah, but the thing is, Tom, I'm an anxious potato, and so when it's an edit that I have to be the one signing off on, and John's just gonna do a transition check.
Yeah.
Like, I can freak out a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Like, it's taken
sometimes you over-edit, yeah.
It's taken me a long time to figure out what's the actual correct amount of editing versus,
We have now got a new rock person.
There's apparently a word in German for, like, making it worse while you were trying to fix it.
Lol.
And that's something that commonly I can do if I'm trying to edit too much.
Oh, I love a flipping automated drone in an asteroid field because they literally can't do anything. And also, that they got really unlucky with that first asteroid hit. Wait, do they not have the standard asteroid evasion? When does the cloaking do nothing for them? That's fascinating. Okay, well, you're not going to get another shot off, unfortunately, because before you do, we'll probably be ready to just take out all the rest of your weapons. Take out fire. Ah, they got one more shot off, meaning if we're unlucky. No, we were very lucky at the time with the asteroids there. That worked out perfectly. And Hull Smasher Mark II. I'm not a huge fan of the Hull Smasher, to be honest.
And a rock person.
Yeah, we got him from the Slaver in the previous.
Cool.
The Hull Laser is a little bit...
Are you going to rename him?
Huh? I could do. He could be renamed.
He could be renamed. Alright.
There we go. Oh, we've literally got...
Oh.
There's that German word.
Verschlimm bessern.
Oh, I literally can't change it at the moment.
Worse and bettering.
Worse and bettering.
Yeah, worse proving, or imworsening. So there's people helpfully helping to translate it.
Well, people asking how I think cloak works. Well, when you activate cloak against like other enemies, the shot they're firing overwhelmingly misses. I think it adds like 70 to your evade. But like I assumed asteroids played by the same rules as everything else. But like maybe not. I don't know. Literally not allowed to rename now because we are in danger officially from the asteroids, so we can rename them when we're in a safe system.
Let's see.
And we've got empty ship. Oh, this can sometimes be disease that kills someone, but I'll give it a go. Yep, it was disease that. Oh no, it wasn't disease that killed people. It was the rock person's gone.
Well, sorry, people.
They ate the rock. They ate the rock person. That's easy come, easy go. Poor rock person. So long, rock perk. All right, so they want 4 fuel, 1 fuel. I've got plenty of fuel. They can have the requested 4 fuel. They give me 12 scrap for that. There we go. Nice, easy 12 scrap. I love that they ate the people were so hungry they ate the rock person. They ate the rock.
That was fast. This run is cursed.
Reject the offer. I don't want robot parts. 70. You know what? This has not gone well in that regard. But 73 scrap at the end of Sector 1 on hard mode isn't terrible. Like, there could be worse than that. Like, that's enough to get second rank of shield up if you wanted to, which I'm tempted to do. I just want to see if maybe, oh, it's nothing but Zoltan. Lol. Okay. Well, we don't have a Zoltan, and Zoltans are a little bit tricky to deal with, because those Zoltan shields can take a while to get through. Okay, let's have a little look-see at that weapon, by the way. Yeah, the whole laser is big charge time, 3 shots per charge, double damage on systemless rooms. It's just too power-heavy, to be honest. I'll sell that. I'll sell that the next time a shot comes up. We'll be selling that. Just, hello, Ted. You're having a little scratch. While putting your paw literally against the wheel of Claire's chair because you want to get squished. That was just a lovely big yawn from Ted there. Can we go okay, we could go the long way round to the exit, but I feel like that's probably a bad idea. We probably want to... Ooh, if we want to do that... Okay, if we want to do that, that's dangerous to go up this way. Because then if you get the timing wrong...
Yeah.
Okay. That's fascinating. If we want to do that, we have to go, like, now. But I do have 2 nebulas between me and it. But it's that or it's here.
Oh, Mr. Mysterious says, well, maybe he was rock candy.
Oh.
That's sweet.
The problem is, if I use this one, I'm losing... I've got to risk it, because otherwise I have to go to here, and then I'd have to go to here. And then I guess... You know what I could do? Here, here, and here. I could do these final 3 and then go back to the exit. It's just an unfortunate place to exit, because, like, literally, if you draw an exit that's further to the left, you literally have less time to explore the sector, which is, you know, makes a difference on the higher difficulties. So that's bad luck. Yeah, I'll go up top. We'll go this way, and then however much time's left over, I'll loop around these 3. Because, like, all 3 of these 3 have a link to the exit, so that's the safest option right there. So we'll do that. Everything's going to be fine.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Matt in chat who says, I've just checked and I'm sitting at 136.9 hours of gameplay in Starfield.
Yeah, this is unfortunately the point where, like, you know, people are going to say, like, oh, it must be so fun to play video games for it. It's like, well, one, we spend a lot more time editing the video game than we actually do playing the video game, which is unfortunate. And 2, when something like Starfield comes along, it means I can't play as much as you guys, because obviously I have to not get so far ahead that, like, I'm not getting the comments. The comments aren't feeding through. And 2, you've got to stop playing to edit it afterwards. So, dear.
And not spoil, you know, you can't really do, like, another playthrough and go further in the plot because you can't spoil
Oh, you've
stuff.
literally got 1 weapon. Oh, he literally can't hurt me. Lol. This guy literally cannot hurt me. That's hilarious.
Yes, indeed. And, let's see. Yes, there's a a question that's going to resonate with you today.
Oh dear. Yes.
From Rumu. How much editing and cutting goes into a new game that's a lot about quiet travel and exploration?
Quite a lot, in a way, actually, because, like, it's always difficult to, like, pick the exact the balance between, you know what, you want to have those quiet moments where you're just thinking, but, like, you don't want pure silence. It's like, you know, it's very difficult to figure out what the right balance is. I find those ones very tricky to balance, in fact. So, yeah, like, question mark. Like, I think those videos often end up being very short. Like, I think those 25-minute, half-an-hour videos, because I'm never quite sure what to do with them sometimes.
But I think they mean in
difficult.
terms of, like, Starfield, because, you know...
But
like
Starfield's got plenty of blasting and chatting in it, too.
Right, but what you were saying today is that there was a long time... There was a
today,
lot of,
the reason it took me 5 hours today is because I was doing the episode where, like, it's the first time I've really kind of said, like, literally I'm picking a random system, we're going there, and I'm just going around, and it's just like, you know, and sometimes you're going to find stuff that's really cool, and sometimes you're not, like, in the nature of a big, giant open space game that's got a whole bunch of, like, partially procedurally generated put together assets, is sometimes you're going to draw a really cool random event, Like, you know, a woman who just wants to talk about her giant pet lizard, which is amazing, and sometimes you're just going to draw, it's a base full of raiders. And, like, you don't know what it's going to be. So, like, when you actually want to edit it all together, like, figure out how much you want to record, it can be, you know, that's sometimes... And the thing is, like, it can just be a little bit tricky to put it all together.
It's a base full of raiders, and it might not be very interesting, and you might decide you're going to cut it and not talk about it, and then, like, and this hasn't happened, this is just me saying something, you know, saying a scenario based on, like, having edited, you know, Fallout and whatever, like, if they happen to have a really, really cool legendary weapon
weapon or something, something that could be very annoying.
And then you're like, well,
fudge.
I didn't tell you about this, but here's, you know, it's just,
here's the thing that happened, it's very, and like, especially, you never want to miss a level up. So that's tricky.
And the thing is, like, when I was doing the blitzing on one of the earlier episodes,
take out weapons.
John was like, wait. Did I level up and you cut it out? And I was just like,
no, I didn't in the end, and it was on screen.
It was on screen, but, like, because I'm blitzing so fast, and I'm not necessarily gonna, you know, if you're doing the full edit, you want to make sure that, like, when something's being referenced, it's right on screen.
Seriously, what is with the evade on all these ships today? Why are none of my missiles hitting? This is wild. Okay, at least I've taken out most of their weaponry. We're slowly working them down. Seriously, can we just hit with one missile, please? There we go, thank you. Now take out the other weapons. Marvellous, that should be it, one.
A couple of people asking also about the new lockpicking minigame, DigiLock. How are you liking that?
I actually really like that. Like, I'm wondering if after a while it's going to get, like, old. But I actually quite like how much tactical stuff there is to it. Like, you know, very specifically, like, okay, so if this, you know, this one could go in any of these two locations, but if it were to go in here, like, one of the things I realized really early on was, like, you can literally count the total number of things per row, because, like, in a ring, if there are 6 gaps, you know it needs a 3 and a 3 to fill it. So any of the ones with 2, it can't be because there are no 4s.
Yeah.
And it's got to be completed in 2, because if there's 2 rings and 4, it's got to be 2 and 2. So you can literally count up the number of holes per ring, and that can be the solution. You can use that to... I actually quite like it. It's a fun game.
John, you're talking to somebody who's in love with dumb, like, water in pipes puzzles. Obviously, I think the DigiLook is great. I think it's a fantastic minigame, but...
The Zoltan looks deeply dissatisfied with my aiming and demands to be dropped off at your earliest convenience. I think I was doing a job for a Zoltan, I missed that. 40 scrap for a Zoltan. I mean, a Zoltan is a free bit of power. 40 scrap, and... Wow. He literally refused to work for me. That's fast. But plus, I've got 2 stores in a row. Let's go one more, and then we'll swing by both stores. Because if I can get to 120, maybe get something like pre-igniter, if you get lucky. So, okay. We've got ourselves one. Ooh, that's nice. Defense drone. So my missiles are temporarily out of everything. May as well just go for burst laser, to be honest. If I can take out the drone, then the Artemis can start doing some good work. Pike beam can't get past even 1 block of shields. It just depends on timing. But, like, that weapon looks so small, I suspect the timing isn't going to hook up. If we get unlucky, let's get that shield back up, please. Get the shield back up. Thank you. Okay, the pipe beam is not doing a thing. Let's just take out... I wouldn't normally prioritize taking out the... Wow, we accidentally hit the drone, which is fine by sheer coincidence, which means we can actually get... Obviously, what the hell is with the aiming today? They're going to get another one out before I've got another Artemis ready to go, which is actually cocking hilarious. I mean, probably anyway. Yeah, they just got it out. What the shit?
Wobble says that Zoltan heard what happened to the previous 2 crew members.
Pretty much. And, oh, that's a good swing by him. Right, we've still got burst lasers. We didn't even really need the Artemis, to be honest. Seriously, what the shit is this? Just get the weapons off if we can. Finally, we've got 1 weapon off, and we've got our shield back. So, okay, that should screw him up even further. We'll almost get the Artemis back in a second. Artemis is back. You're almost ready to go. Hopefully, that'll distract them enough that we can hit the... Yep, double hit on the shield. That should sort it. Clam.
Speaking of minigames, how do you feel about the Persuasion minigame?
I actually quite enjoy it. I think it's kind of... It adds a lot of personality to it. Like... For some reason, it's one of just because I feel like you can project roleplay onto it and like add your own read onto it. It means I don't really feel like I think less people are going to just like save and try over and over again next to Fallout 3 and the speech dice rolls in that. I think there was a lot of quick saving and quick loading in that. I think because like there's a bit more personality to it, and like, you know, it's made up of multi little mini stages, and it's affected by so much you can do with, like, you know, booze and clothing you can wear. I suspect actually more people will just say, you know what, if I lose this, I lose this. And, like, I lost one of my first ones. I lost the one with the... Yes, in episode 3, I lost one with a little guy in... I'm like, you know what? I'm happy to accept that. But it just... Because there's also lots of alternative solutions. Like, it feels very rarely like it's the only solution. And I kind of feel like it's more fun if you just roll with it. And you just roll with the punches and accept that that's a thing that happens on occasion. So, yeah, that was kind of fun. I was happy with that. I think it's... Yeah, there's a lot I like. Okay, shall we focus on the bits I don't like?
Okay,
Ooh.
I do have a question for you first.
Yeah.
Well, just because I've been trying to order the questions in
okay. Claire's got a system. Claire's got a system here. All right, yeah.
Some general questions. Would you recommend playing Starfield before watching the playthrough, or watching the playthrough before playing?
I think it would work perfectly well doing them simultaneously, or either way around, to be honest. Like, just because especially so much of it is like what I find on one planet you're not going to find. Like, because it's all a bit randomized. It's basically like the Fallout 3 random events, but like on a much grander scale. So yeah, I think it's that would be absolutely fine in that regard. And down you go, bloody hell, finally.
And of course, will you do some more role playing on the level of Skyrim in Starfield?
I mean, I think I already am in a way. Like, you know, not because like it's like an intentional choice, but because that's how I enjoy playing games. Like, immediately, like, you know, do you think like immediately deciding that I want to collect mugs? And seriously, I keep doing that as a running bit. I keep collecting mugs every time I go to a new building. I check the cafeteria and the kitchens for more mugs, and I've got quite a mug by episode 7. We've got quite a mug collection. All right. So like that's an ongoing bit. I like decorating my ship. You know, I like the fact, you know, playing up to the mortgage and the parents and being very mercenary. Like, you know, the thing is, Skyrim never started. Like, if you watch the first few episodes of Skyrim, it's not got as much of that roleplay. It evolved over time, specifically after we, like, started meeting companions. And, like, Benel was just an accident, and then it just kind of, I just rolled with it afterwards, and it became a really cool bit that everyone remembers. Like, so I think, like... straight away, like I think like it's off to a good start in that regard, but like I never force it, it just happens by itself. So okay, we've got ourselves a mantis, we've got ourselves Stick the human, or Bjorn the slug. Flippin' love it. Page 2, small
but
bomb.
yeah, obviously Ezra points out there was actual character development, real changes in Skyrim.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the plan anyway for Starfield. Obviously you can't really compare a 100-part series.
I mean, I think so.
Plus.
Like, if nothing else, because we're starting off with the mortgage, and at some point we're going to pay off the mortgage, and we're going to have to, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got no plan, but I know in my head, the episode we pay off the mortgage, there's going to be something to celebrate that. And I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be special. So, like, yeah. Okay, the systems I've got available are teleporter, battery, and hacking. Hacking's quite good.
A few people saying, yeah, no spoilers at all, but there's so much opportunity for roleplay in Starfield.
I particularly like how, yeah, like, every single, like, trait, job, and in many cases, perks seem to feed into conversation options. Like, that's really cool. Really like that. But yes, let's jump into the spicy bits. Let's talk about the thing I think they've got wrong.
Yeah, Graham wanted to know your worst and best things about it so far.
I think the single worst thing, and this is really, this is quite small potatoes, but it annoys me because I've just spent so much time playing Fallout 4, and Fallout 4 is very closely related to Starfield, which is, I feel like they've not got the legendary drops right. Because in Fallout 4, there were no legendary enemies before you were level 5. And then between level 6 all the way up to 20, it was at the lowest drop rate. They were pretty uncommon. You did not see many legendary enemies. And the reason for that was, it was because to make it so that basically, like, for the first, in the early game, legendary gear was really rare. And, like, you would only have a few bits of it. You would have, like, a couple of legendary weapons and a bit of legendary armor. And it would be like, oh, yeah, this is quite special. And you get attached to it. You get attached to your first few bits and pieces. And I feel like in Starfield, like, and I'm playing on a hard, and I believe it works in the same system as in Fallout 4, whereas you increase the difficulty, the number of legendaries goes up. So I'm not even playing on the hardest difficulty. I'm playing on the second hardest. So I'm not even seeing the highest number of legendary enemies, or enemies, I don't even know what the official name for them is. The enemies with multiple health bars who drop special gear. Like, I feel like I'm swimming in those guys and the legendary gear they drop. And they've changed it so, like, to the Fallout 76 system, where gear can have either 1, 2, or 3 legendary effects. And I feel like yellow, the ultimate gold legendary with 3 legendary effects, should not be dropping at all when I'm, like, level 5 to 10. It should not be there. I should not be getting legendary gear. Like, I feel like, you know, logically, the extension of the system should be no legendaries up to like 4, up to 5, like up to say 15. Like the basic rare will drop, so you can have 1 legendary effect on a gun or a piece of armor. Then after levels like 15 to 25, then the epic gear with the 2 legendary effects can drop, and then legendary doesn't even appear till later, and even then it should be rare. Like, I feel like the 3 legendary effect gear should be extraordinarily rare, but like
or maybe come up with, like, you know, if you're taking a perk for luck or for research for scavenging, something like that, then improve the rate at
that would make sense, you know? But like, it doesn't feel it doesn't feel special enough right now. Like, I'm not even level 10, and I'm wearing 2 legendary bits of gear with triple effects on them. And you could argue that, like, you know, because there are now multiple effects showing up on each piece of gear, like, the chance of getting something where all 3 are actually worth having is much, much lower. So it's I just feel like it shouldn't be showing up. It's kind of annoying. I feel like it shouldn't be showing up yet. I really feel like, yeah, they've it doesn't feel special to me. Like, the legendary gear I've got is just like something I wear. And I just feel like, yeah, the 3-star legendaries should be special things.
Yeah, and people have been saying, like, they found some legendaries in regular loot chests as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a reward for doing.
I feel like, yeah, maybe like a system where, like, you know, the enemies don't drop anything better than like rare or epic. Like, I feel like legendaries should be like, it should be for, like, you know, quest rewards or something. It should be like an odd thing you get given as a quest reward. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, it just doesn't, it annoys me a bit, because it just doesn't feel special. And like, I have memories of playing Fallout 4, and some of my legendary drops are like so special to me, and these don't feel special to me. They don't. And I think that's sad, because they should do. Like, and it's weird that a character floating around at level 9 on, like, a starting ship and still very much barely even started the plot, barely gone to a couple of systems, is rocking around with 2 distinct bits of legendary gear. Well, like, I feel like I don't deserve them.
Die points out that, the thing is, even if a gun is orange, if it isn't calibrated or advanced, you can still do better. Basic advanced gun can be a lot better than normal legendary.
Yes.
Which, like, the name legendary ought to mean something now.
Yeah, there's too many legendary gear floating around. There's too much legendary gear floating around. I think it, like, I would be completely up for at some point a pass like that reduces it a bit. I would not be surprised if Bethesda have some form of extra difficulty in mind. Bear in mind, of course, in Fallout 4, survival mode did not survival mode as we know it today was released post-launch.
Later,
It was later. And, like, given there is a large amount of food and drink and whatever and bases, it would not surprise me if they're planning a Starfield survival mode of some description. And I would hope there would be a pass on, like, you know, on loot levels and whatnot when that happens. It's one thing I might consider modding. Like, not during my first playthrough. My first playthrough, I like to play things exactly as they are. But I feel like when I get round to playing it a second time, I feel like I would be willing to mod in a change to the legendary spawn rates. There's less legendary spawns.
BCat says survival mode has been confirmed post-launch.
That doesn't surprise me. But as I say, I've been deliberately avoiding as much news as possible so I can go in with my eyes completely fresh. You know what? I'm going to spend 30 on just long-range sensors. Yeah?
TW0 says in normal difficulty, the numbers are a lot more bearable. I only have 2 oranges in my game, and 1 was from a quest.
That's the weird thing, of course. Like you could argue, it's strangely, it kind of argued makes the high difficulties easier in a way, because it's always been Bethesda's view since Fallout 4 that as the difficult, in fact, this goes back to Fallout 3. Bear in mind in Fallout 3, the higher the difficulty, the more experience you got. So you could level up faster. Which was so, and I think they took that. I think New Vegas.
That's just very
I think
weird.
it wasn't a thing in Fallout New Vegas. I think there was a Fallout 3 mechanic. Then in Fallout 4, they said the higher the difficulty, the more legendary shot, because legendary enemies are tough. But it also meant you had way more chance of drawing legendary equipment, and the benefit of having an amazing legendary drop vastly outweighed the difficulty of dealing with the odd legendary enemy. And now we've got the same system again, where like these guys aren't that much more difficult to take care of. They've just got a handful of health bars, but you get more legendary drops. Like. It's weird. It's a mechanic that makes the game easier as you turn the difficulty up, which I find very peculiar.
Yeah, the great big mulp says I'm only level 12. I'm playing in normal mode. I've already found multiple tier 3 legendary stealth spacesuits.
Yeah.
The prevalence of rare epic legendary equipment is a bit much. I agree.
High.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, I'm just going to buy fuel down to 100 because there's nothing good in either shop. And what I'm going to do instead is I'm taking my shield straight up to next rank. I need 1 point of that. That gets me that. I also need to repair my engines while I'm passing by. But yeah, now we're up to 2 shield blobs in Sector 2. For hard mode, that's kind of where you want to be. Shame we've not had a good weapon drop or anything good in the shops, but 2 shield blobs, that's going to save your life sooner or later.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. Have you found over-encumbrance to be much of a problem for you?
Not yet, because one, like, it's pretty, like, I think the carry capacity is, 1, fairly generous, 2, there's plenty you can do to mod your armor, or just find legendary drops that just have bonus on them, and, like, literally one of the tier 1 body perks is weightlifting. I've not even taken it yet. I've not considered it a priority. Like, I've not found it a huge problem. Obviously, you can also just walk, you can even run at normal speed, you just can't sprint. While over encumbered, you can't fast travel while over encumbered. But like, it's relatively generous. Like, it's kind of weird because Bethesda's made like encumbrance less and less of a problem over the years. Like Oblivion, like you can't move when you're over encumbered basically. And then like, you know, in Skyrim it was more generous, and in Fallout 4 it was very generous as well. And now in Starfield, basically like it just means you're eating into your stamina while you're running at the normal speed. And like, it's kind of like, does Bethesda even want encumbrance in the game? Like, why are they even including it if it's such a minor issue? So it feels like a very minor thing to me, because, like, you know, it's not like a situation where you suddenly find yourself caught, like, ambling slowly or anything. You just need to, like, you know, just prioritize a bit better, and it kind of, it's almost, if anything, it's just a little kind of, like, reminder, hey, you know what? Maybe start thinking about doing some crafting for your gear, or take a perk, or focus on weightlifting as a perk. Like, yeah, because in Starfield you can literally run while over encumbered. Now, I guess you offset that by saying, you know what, the planets are really big, so you might be like a kilometre away from your ship. If you can't fast travel to it, it's quite a long way to go. It's quite annoying. So, and like, you know, and you could also just have you could just also have a ship that's just covered in cargo holds, so you can just basically store a functioning infinite stuff in your ship that you're just moving around, and you regularly pass by your ship. Like, unlike, say, Fallout 4 Survival, and we'll see how this changes with Starfield Survival Mode. Fallout 4 Survival Mode, like, obviously, you passing by a place where you could drop all you're carrying was relatively rare. But, like, in Starfield, you're constantly nipping back to your ship, because it's the center of your operation. If nothing else, like, you know, if your planet's got an environmental hazard, you just nip back to drain the environmental hazard and get back to normal. And you can just dump all your stuff in the ship while you're passing by. And, like, the resources seem very light. Like, some of the manufactured resources are really heavy, but, like, weirdly, rocks are super light. I can carry around, you know, I can just juggle aluminium all day, every day. But, like, you know, a small, like, you know, tiny thing I've just manufactured weighs, like, 10 times as much. It's weird. But yeah, it's an interesting system. It's an interesting little system. That is Asteroid. We won't do that. We'll just do Distress and a Fight over here. But I really need to find a new weapon. That's kind of a priority. You just want some fuel. I just bought some fuel. You better give me something in return. Burst Laser Mark 1. That is... hang on. 2 power. That's interesting. I'd be tempted to potentially, use that in place of Artemis. I mean, that's, it's not as good. It's 2 shots rather than 3. If I had enough, I literally just have enough for that. I mean, I've only got 6 missiles. I could bring that into rotation. That's interesting. Like, that's 5 shots in 1 volley. Like, and if I run out of missiles, I'd be tempted to give that. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to make that my primary. Then I just turn the bay off. Yeah, you know what? Screw the Artemis. We can turn it back on if we need it. That's absolutely fine. So we just move in this direction, and then just start moving up towards here. Clap.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Megascrow, who wants to know if you've edited the ship yet. I've heard the shipbuilder is very powerful.
Yes, I've done. That will be showing up in a couple of episodes' time. We do our first little ship extension, which I slightly cock up and immediately have to go back and do again slightly, as you would obviously expect. Classic M8N.
Yeah.
Classic M8N right there.
We're all shocked.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's doing the job. That's doing the job right there. That's beautiful. The just having twice as, well, not even quite twice as much firepower. 66% more firepower. That does the cocking job right there. Clap.
Yes, indeed. Reflex says this Starfield needs a vehicle when on remote planets due to the scale of the planets. But you're talking, of course, to John, who freaking loved the Mako.
Yeah, and again, like, I feel like the combination of sprinting is quite generous, auction usage is quite mild, and you've got the boost pack, and you can just use the boost pack, like, and you can also fast travel back to your ship instantaneously to drop some stuff off. Like, at any location you want to visit it, you can just fast travel to it. Like, I don't know, I'm not feeling this. I've read this a few times, and I don't really feel this thing that people are saying, like, oh, we desperately need vehicles on the ground. I don't feel you do. Like, I don't think you actually do need it, and also, you discovered the great eye, Lardy Flipping Darb. Look into its depths to receive your just desserts. Sure, why not? And I've just been given a healing burst. I mean, it's true. I have actually... Some people have died. Thank you for the healing burst, I guess. Won't really be using it, to be honest. But thank you.
Mako best girl.
Mako is the best girl. Okay, here's the thing. And here's why I think Bethesda, I think Bethesda won't add a vehicle. I think they shouldn't add a vehicle. And the reason I say this is very simple. It's because the reason Starfield works full stop is because of scale. The reason it works and the Outer Worlds doesn't is scale. Because when you go to a planet in Starfield, you feel, flip me, it's big. Is it actually that big in sheer square footage? I mean, if you consider, like, how far you can roam versus away from your ship or not, probably not. There are almost, there are bigger games out there, but it feels big and it feels epic. And if you provide the player with a mode of transport that's much faster, it can work. It absolutely can work. But the game needs to have been pre-designed with them in mind. Like, the scale of the world you visit in Mass Effect 1 exists on the understanding you're going to have the Mako. So the world feels huge, then when you hop out, like, it would take hours to walk from one side to the other because you're going to be using the Mako. The world's designed to create multiple tiers of how fast you're moving. Yeah. Like, it's designed to feel like, you're going miles and miles and miles on the Mako, then hopping out to do a little bit on foot where the Mako can't get to. I think you couldn't retroactively add a vehicle in Starfield because the way the maps are generated, it works on the assumption that the player's moving at a certain speed. And
then you're messing up the scale if
exactly.
You had a vehicle.
If you add a vehicle that's much faster than the player, all of a sudden the worlds are going to feel way smaller. It's why I strongly think that mods that add, like, working cars into Fallout New Vegas are the worst idea, because if you watch footage of someone playing those mods, the world feels tiny. It makes New Vegas feel farcically small, because New Vegas was designed on the assumption the player moves at a particular speed, and it's not that fast. And if you introduce a way to make it much faster, then it makes the world feel tiny. And I think the only way it would work is if it was like not like, you know, a faster moving vehicle for getting around faster, is if it was like, you know, a slow space truck that
like
moves,
a hauler.
yeah, that doesn't move much faster than you, but it's just a way of storing lots of equipment as you go. Like if it was like a big hauling buggy where, like, you know, after you popped out of a location you could dump all your junk in it, then drive it to the next, and it was basically just a way of increase. Like it was just basically a giant backpack. It was a giant magic backpack. That would be fine. But I don't think it, like, I think a vehicle that lets you move around the world faster would actually be an awful idea, and it would make the game worse. And I think it would break the illusion, and I think Bethesda shouldn't do it, and I think if they're smart, they won't.
A wheelbarrow.
Yeah, basically, yes, it's basically just a fancy sci-fi wheelbarrow. Sci-fi wheelbarrow would be fine. I literally cannot afford this, dear flipping dear. I'm a bit low on fuel, that's true. I'm a little bit low on fuel. Luckily, I'm very close to the exit. So that's actually not the biggest problem in the world. Kind of need someone to sell me some fuel. Or explode. And... greetings, our supply of mining explosives run out since... oh yeah, you could just offer to fire missiles. They don't want that. Yeah, have 5 missiles. I think they don't... this doesn't get you anything. They just say thank you and it's really annoying. But they don't like you firing missiles. So... you know what? 15 scrap. I'll take that. That's more generous than I was expecting. I think if I go to here, that is, yeah, Nebula. Nebula. I can do 1 nebula. I could probably do 2 nebulas before they get there, though. I'm running a little bit low on the fuel. It's a bit dangerous here.
Let's see. Commander Nomad, sorry, says Bethesda have already said they haven't added vehicles because of engine limitations.
Or just a technical thing, sure. One or the other. Same deal. Same deal, end of the day. Focus all firepower on that. Stop your missiles, and now there's nothing you can do to me. Beautiful. Oh, we're a little bit on fire. Little bit on fire. Just put the fire out in the shield room, and that's absolutely fine. Just keep 1 block of shield up, and that drone can't do a thing to me. It's all going to be a-okay. Claire.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Donut Leviathan.
Oh, the shields just went down. That's actually a problem.
A great username. Wants to know if you've got a favorite weapon type yet.
No, I haven't even found an EM weapon yet, so it's very hard for me to say for certain. Oh, flip. Right, well that's this drone's going to do a lot of damage now. This drone's going to do a lot of damage. Please don't go for the weapon room. Okay, just take out the thing. Come on, don't fire again. Don't fire again. Fire. Don't let him fire again. Take out the drone. More damage than it should have been. Beam drones can be very dangerous. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping we could have got that down, but we could not. All right, fine. That's gonna take a few repairs. Claire.
Have you found a good hat yet?
No, I'm still using my starting hat. Like after I'm done with my little at some point soon, I'm not going to say what the flow of the game is, but like I'm going to prioritize going to Freestar Collective space because they seem to be cowboys and thus have cowboy hats, and this is highly important.
Yeah, somebody said, by the way, I don't know if you want to know this, but you were looking for some like space cowboy-y outfits.
Yeah.
Apparently the more space cowboy outfits are under the designation of space trucker.
Interesting. I've seen space trucker. I wasn't convinced that was that
enough.
space cowboy. I wasn't.
Cornac Tanker points out that if you want a wheelbarrow to go around the planet with you, just get a companion. Are they not fleshy wheelbarrows?
That's
to
basically
carry
what
your
Vasco
shit?
is when you think about it.
No.
Oh dear. And why are we not... oh, because I need to put some power into the engines to be allowed to jump. Okay. I think I can pull that off because it's Nebula. I can do 1 more. Oh, that was my last fuel though. I really hope you've got fuel, by the way. Really hope you've got fuel on you when you explode, because otherwise I can't jump, and that's... oh, my plan might have just gone wrong. I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. Okay. Obviously, we need to take out the weapons. They stop firing missiles as soon as possible. Go for an empty room. Empty. Fuck. Okay, well, at least you can't do anything else now. That's absolutely fine. We can just take out the one room I didn't want you to hit, but you didn't do as much damage as you could have done. So it's honestly not the worst thing in the world. It'll be alright. Let's take out the shields too. Clap!
Yes, Kelsey Joe says, John, you seem to prefer controllers like I do.
I do.
I found a controller setup for Starfield on PC a bit clunky so far. How has it been for you? Any advice to make it more intuitive?
I haven't really had a problem with it, to be honest. Is that Ted drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Ted drinking water.
Good boy.
Yes, I found it fine for the most part. I find sometimes I found the ship a tiny bit more clunky than on the ground. The ground is fine. The ground is very familiar to me. I found that mostly okay. The menus could do with a bit of work. I might at some point mod the menus. I might finally go over to the Sky UI style system they've immediately moved over to Starfield, because the menus are a little bit clunky to navigate. So I may well at some point do that. I find the control system fine. The menus definitely could do with a bit of clunkiness. And that was 3 fuel! And I could just get out of here before the rebels arrive. Boom. Flipping nailed it. Yeah, next sector, let's go. Zoltan Homeworld. Or Uncharted Nebula. I'll take the Zoltans over the Nebula. The Nebula is a problem. Even though I don't have a Zoltan on my crew, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe we can... There's literally a store here. If a Zoltan's for sale, we're buying a Zoltan. And I can sell the heal bombs. I'm never going to use it. So, no Zoltan. There's a John. There's John the Slug. John's got no... John the Slug who has no skills. Brilliant. Absolutely spectacular right there. I love it. Right, we'll sell you for 20. I'm almost out of missiles. I'm going to get rid of the Artemis. I'll take the money, to be honest. Battery charger, shield charge. You know what? 15% shield recharge rate? Yeah. That'll save your life right there. There is a burst laser 3, but that's 4 power, which is aggressive. Ion Blast, however, is only 1 power. Like, you can never go too far wrong with Ion Blast. Like, 1 power just to knock out their shields for a bit. Yeah, you know what?
People want you to hire Slug, John the Slug.
If I do that, I can't have Ion Blast. Ah, fuck it. John the Slug gets to come aboard.
John the Slug!
John the Useless Slug.
Oh yeah, you can't fix your ship now because you hired John the Useless Slug.
No, I can't afford to fix my ship and hire John the Useless Slug. John the Useless Slug. I'm also out of... Oh yeah, I forgot to buy fuel. Okay,
But we have John the Useless Slug!
I'd like to return John the Useless Slug. I still have a receipt. I still have a receipt for John the Useless Slug. I've got... Someone will show up and give me... Turn the distress beacon on. Someone will show up. Hello. A refugee ship gives me a fuel. It's better than no fuel. Okay, I know the ship's here. So, okay, let's just double check this. That gets me... Okay, so basically, yeah. Okay, any of these will work fine. Go here, because a ship should drop fuel. So I just need to be killing these guys. That's an automated... Oh, that's a lot of bits and pieces, mind. But that's okay. They're going to struggle to get through all of this. We just need to focus all firepower on weapons. Just knock out all his weapons. He's got nothing but weapons. So understandable. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, he was trying to get that bomb off. Didn't get that bomb off. The burst laser's too fast. Love it. And this should drop fuel. Right, so that should be you in a bit of trouble. Weapons are not coming back. Please drop fuel. Definitely should be dropping fuel. Yeah, dead, and... It's not fuel. That's... This is a problem, because what's about to happen is the fleet's about to arrive.
Beautiful.
Okay. A merchant will trade me 3 missiles for 2 fuel. I will take it, because I'm lacking in options here. There's a distress signal, but that would... I can't afford that. I've really got to be focusing on ships that might give me fuel when they die. It's another automated ship, and these have a better than average chance of not giving you cocking fuel. Because the one that I didn't, but I've still got 1 fuel after this. And also, irritatingly, he's just charging up a giant missile while he's cloaked, which is very irritating. Right. Maximize evade chance. Turn off the oxygen for the moment, just to get the evade up to 15%. And here it comes. Here it comes. Miss! 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 That's the shields. Okay. That's fine. It's just the shield room. We didn't need the shield room. No one needs the shield room. Goodness sake. I think we need to focus all firepower on the weapons. Excuse me. For the time being, that's the engines. Okay, but the weapons are okay. We've just got to hope we get lucky on this. Go, 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 go. Okay, that's... get in there. You get out of there and heal up for the time being. Also put the oxygen back on. Keep putting the cooking fires out. Fine, we'll have to leave it to oxygen to do it. Just leave that to you. You get over there and fix the engines for the time being. So we've got no shield. He's still got all his shields. That was the... Oh, that was part of the weapons. Oh, that's a problem, actually, because there's also no oxygen in here. This is bad. This is bad. I do still have the burst laser 2. But until this is fixed. Oh, he's not even fixing that till the cooking thing's fixed. You've got to go help fix that. Because that is... start fixing that. Stop. Now we've got no weapons. Oh, he's... Fuck. Okay. Yeah. Okay, he's dead too. That was... Who was that? Who was the other person?
The Adoring Fan.
The Adoring Fan is dead. That's a revenge for Arya. I think we're fucked. The only solution is if we get 1 power into this. But we've got no way of getting the weapons back online. No realistic way of getting it. Well, you know what? You're not doing anything right now. Try and fix the shields. I mean, we might be able to... That's the... What? A player would not have made better choices of the systems to take out in the order they've been taken out. That's actually incredible. Like, well done to the computer for making some incredibly sensible choices here. That's 1 roll there. You now get to the cockpit. Systems down. That's fine. He won't fire again until... He won't fire again for the time being. I see that room's on fire. We've almost got... If you can just avoid... Fuck's sake. We've almost got shields back. 1 shield back. Come on. Go back in there. Okay, and... Go... Oh!
That was close.
Clutch. I know this room's on fire. There's not much we can do about that for the time being. It's more important we get the shields back down. Cockpit, and then, you know what? You focus over here. If we can get the weapon, if we can get the engines and the cockpit running, and you keep working on the shields, there's no point working on that. Deoxygenate this. Actually, you know what? No, keep working on the shields. Until this guy gets his missiles back, he can't hurt me at the moment, functionally. So you just need to get working on that for the time being. And he won't do anything until the cloak wears off. It's possible we can get out of this. We are now... Okay. If someone's in the cockpit, we can now officially start...
Running away?
Yeah. Now, we just drain all the oxygen out of these rooms. We'll just get rid of that fire that way. If we can just get the shield... You're not doing anything. Okay, he's now got the missiles back online.
So we need to GTFO.
We need GTFO. I don't think we can take another missile hit. But we've now got some evade back.
I mean,
the shields aren't going to do anything against missiles. They literally
we've
don't
barely
do
got
anything.
any hull, but
Yeah.
aside from that...
Yeah. If that missile fires, I think we're done. And I'm not sure we can charge it before that missile fires. And it's basically going to be up to a dodge. It's purely up to a dodge. Because you can't get past that shield. He can't. He simply can't. So now it's just up to... Can we do that? Okay, cross your fingers. Because I'm pretty sure if that missile hits, that's 4 damage. I think it might be a 4 damager. I don't think there's any way to do that. So just... Cross fingers. You didn't cross them hard enough, chat. Claire did. I'm about to say Claire didn't fuck up there. I feel like, chat, you fucked up. Claire definitely fucked up. That was the best. That was the best we could hope for. That was a bad couple of enemies to roll in a row when we were low on fuel. That was a terrible, terrible couple of enemies. Claire.
Yes. So well done, John the Useless Slug, murdering the run.
John the Useless Slug did indeed officially manage to live up to his reputation.
Yes, indeed. Commander Nomad says folks should head to the Mast building in Starfield. There's a massive museum there that details everything about the game's background called the Orientation Hall.
I prefer figuring stuff out for myself, to be honest. Like, luckily I've started piecing it together already, and like, but what I really enjoy is this is kind of like this is coming up in the next episode. Like, no one told me. Like, everyone was being very vague onto what happened to Earth. And later,
Just assumed it was climate change.
Later, someone explains it to me. But before anyone explained it to me, I just went there. I literally just went to Earth and landed on Earth, and that was quite a moment. I won't say anything more, but yeah, I just, before anyone told me to, I just went to Earth. I went to the moon. I had an explore, and I just had a really weird experience on both of them. So watch this space. That's the next episode. Clan.
Yes, indeed.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Let's see. We have a few message from community members.
Go.
If you need to pull that up. Shout out to Richard, who's been a member for 45 months and says, "Double pike beam! Double pike beam!"
You didn't get a single pike beam. There wasn't one pike beam on this occasion.
Yes, indeed. Stuart's been a member for 71 months and says, "Good evening, y'all."
Evening.
And from Sweet Naravar, "Let's try this again. Thank you for the content and for the streams over the years. Give Teddy some loves for me. And for the love of everything, turn oxygen back on."
Never.
And they've been a member for 21 months.
There we go. Get everything ready to go. Everything up. Let's see. Let's do this again, but better this time.
Yeah, shout out to Soul and Sheepbeard, who became new channel member. Morning Owl 40 also is a new channel member, so welcome to the Green Club, all three of you. And let's...
Catastrophically good start here. My missile missed, his missile took out my shield and the edge drone, but then by sheer coincidence we happened to hit his drone with our laser beams. So this is the dumbest opening fight already. Just like two incredibly dumb, unlikely things have occurred in a row. And there we go. Then he missed, and then we took out his. Now he's got those back. It's the dumbest start. This is actually the dumbest start that he's just got. He's got a drone in Encounter 1 that is just now basically unopposed. So fuck it. Just try and take out his drone. There we go. His drone's now... Third of the health gone in first encounter, and the doors are disabled, so I can't deoxygenate.
This is doing great tonight.
This is an incredible start right here. Absolutely crazy. He got his missiles back up, didn't he? What an absolute penis. Oh, this first encounter. What the absolute shit. And until I fix the doors, I can't deoxygenate anything. We cannot deoxygenate right now. And because the med bays are also down, I can't heal anyone. So this could actually get... We need to fix this door. Get back in there and fix the door. Help him fix the cocking door. The doors must be fixed like that. No. It's just as long as these doors are open. Open every cocking door. Okay, just let everyone deoxygenate the entire ship. Okay,
okay, move that person away.
Moving that person away. We just have to deoxygenate the entire ship.
Okay, so while we wait for the ship to run out of oxygen and also fire, let's see. Shout out to Alana, who has been a member for 41 months, and says, "Happy 4th anniversary to the Astroneer stream where I lost John's tractor and he almost killed me multiple times."
Intentionally or by accident? Because it's just hard to say.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. And they also want to know how are you both and how is Ted?
Ted is
Alana,
good.
We're too
Ted's
hot.
wanted off actually.
We're
Ted's
too
wanted
toasty.
off. Ted got too hot, so we wanted off.
Ted's actually doing really well with the...
He's doing better than the last
heat
heatwave.
Yeah.
We've been very careful with him this time.
It was a mix of intentional and accidental murder, Ilana says.
I see.
So yeah, I mean, Ted's doing really good with the heat. He's been actually on a really, really good run of eating very, very well.
Yeah, he really lost his appetite last time when the heat wave occurred, but he was actually quite good this time.
But like, even with all the nonsense we've had with getting the office done and everything, he's just been eating very, very well recently.
Yes.
So we're very happy with that. Lol.
This run's going well. Just did a right. That dice roll just exploded my ship. We're under half health on basically the sector, the third stop of the first sector. Hilarious right here. Clap.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Campine, Herald of Corn, who's been a member for a month, and says, John, I just started my theatre minor this week. What's your favorite monologue or play from ancient Greek theatre?
Ooh. That's interesting. You know what? I think I do know the answer to this, and it's a really obscure one. Like, hands up in the chat if you have any idea what I'm talking about, because it is a monologue. Some of you will know this. I've said this before, but not for a while. It is a monologue in an ancient Greek comedy that sort of indirectly is the origin of many a true nerd.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dicaeopolis addressing the audience in Aristophanes' Acharnians, which is an anti-war play set during one of the many Spartan wars of the period that Aristophanes was writing in. It's a very silly comedy for the most part. Basically, the concept is he gets pissed off that like Athens is under war measures, like, you know, think like the equivalent of rationing.
Yeah.
And like life is shit 'cause he can't trade because the war is interrupting trade, and like, you know, therefore less less nice stuff is flowing into Athens through trade, and he thinks it's shit because the war's on.
Yeah.
So he declares his house an independent nation, and makes peace with all the other nations, and basically, you know, and then, you know, therefore he gets to enjoy all the good stuff about peace, and it's very silly. And then a series of comedy foreigners rock up,
Yeah,
and
of course.
this is actually the best bit of the play. Because what's amazing about this is a series of people from various Greek city-states rock up and be like, oh, I can trade with you again. Let's haggle in a way that makes fun of the city I'm from. And they come up and they have weird accents. The Greek is slightly peculiar for each one, and they make some really weird references. And we understand that this must be like the equivalent of like, basically jokes about, say, you know, like Scousers, thieves, and Geordies drink too much beer, and like whatever. Like, you know, this must have been old dumb stereotypes for other Greek city-states.
Yeah.
And we don't know much about them aside from what's in it. It's really fun, but like it's a dumb comedy basically. It did win the competition. I think it was Aristophanes' first victory. No, actually, The Banqueters I think was the first victory. I think it was one of his earlier plays. But at some point through it, the main character, Dicaeopolis, which literally just means the just citizen or the just city, basically addresses the audience directly. This is not unheard of in comedy. Like, the chorus addressing the audience happens all the time. But this is the main character. He addresses the audience, and he says, translate if you'll excuse me, I don't remember the Greek off the top of my head, like, you know, forgive me, citizens of Athens, if I speak about serious things in a comedy, for comedy knows justice too. And I've always loved that line from the first time I heard it. And in a way, like, it's very similar conceptually to many a true word is spoken in jest. It's a concept. It's a very similar concept, of course.
You know, for me, like, when you say the concept, the phrase "comedy knows justice too,"
yes,
immediately what I think of is Sir Terry Pratchett.
Yes, no, very fair. Very fair.
Because like this just like the biting, biting commentary you can get in comedy.
Yeah, And basically, yes, he just addresses the audience directly. But I always love the
That
expression.
line goes hard. Yeah, I know.
I always like for comedy knows justice too is a fantastic line, and it's very similar to Many a True Word is Spoken is Jest, which of course gives us many a true nerd. And part of the reason I chose Many a True Nerd is because I love the expression Many a True Word is spoken in jest, because it reminds me of Aristophanes' Iconian, which I studied long before this whole thing was a thing. So via a convoluted route to 20 odd years ago, that it's almost kind of like the distant, that line is like the distant ancestor of the channel Many a True Nerd. There you go.
There you go. That's
it's
where
my
Many a
favourite
True Nerd
dumb
comes
monologue. It's my favourite ancient monologue. The Aristophanes Iconian, Dicaeopolis addressing the audience. Comedy knows justice too. There you go.
Yes, indeed, and let's see. Shout out to Malachi and Alana, who both know this one. Malachi says, "My classics degree is relevant."
Lol.
Alana says they were reading an anti-war Greek comedy today. Even
it could have been any of them. That's the fun. That's basically all of them. Oh dear.
Good channel lore.
I mean, Lysistrata is the same. Lysistrata, of course, is anti-war. The Birds is kind of anti-war in a really bloody weird way. No, the Birds is such a weird-ass play. Then there's just like, then there's some ones, not all of them. Like Phesmophoria Zutzi is just its own thing.
Yeah, Ilana says it was Lysistrata.
Lysistrata's, I think, like, arguably the best aged of all the ancient Greek comedies that have survived in a way. No surrender. No surrender for you. Thank you. No surrender at all. Because Lysistrata is inherently a very human tale. I think it therefore ages quite well, and that's why it gets staged way more often than all the other plays of Aristophanes, because it's basically just a human comedy, as opposed to being a political comedy.
Sorry, which one?
Lysistrata.
Yeah.
Whereas, and some of them, like, the thing is, it's almost sad Menander doesn't get staged. And this I find really weird. Like, because all we've got of Menander is Menander's Dyskolos, and no one ever stages Menander's Dyskolos. But I think it works. Like, it's basically just a modern, like, if you just slightly update the setting and the names, it basically works as a completely functional modern sitcom. Except 2,300 odd years old. It's delightful. It's an absolutely delightful thing. But it's basically as the only example of new comedy we've got, basically, it gives us all of Roman comedy. Because we know Menander was heavily adapted into Roman comedy, and Aristophanes wasn't, because they didn't like the Greek political comedies. They liked the new comedy, which was much more situational, light-hearted and Bordian, comedy of errors and whatnot. And that gave us the Roman comedy. And Roman comedy gave us Renaissance comedy. And Renaissance comedy gave us modern comedy. Like, you all trace it back to Menander, and no one ever stages the Dyskolos, and I'm very annoyed about this.
Oh, dear,
oh no, let's just stage Antigone again. Oh, I've got something interesting to say about Antigone. Hang on. Prepare yourselves, all right? Prepare your hats to be blown off and your monocles to fall into your champagne, because I've got a hot take on Antigone for my new version of Antigone I'm about to stage. What if we put Crayon in, like, military gear and he was the bad guy? Fuck Antigone. Fuck anyone who adapts Antigone like this. Fuck everyone who's ever adapted Antigone. Fuck Antigone. Sorry, that was a very specific route there. Everyone adapts Antigone.
It's, I would like to state, for the record, that I read Antigone when I
Hello, Ted.
Hello. I read Antigone when I were a youth in high school.
Hello. Hi, Ted. Good boy.
And therefore, I feel very called out every time John has this exact rant.
Here's the thing.
Because, I was a dumb high school.
Literally everybody who adapts... Hello, Ted. What do you after? Do you want some lammy cubes?
Right.
Do you want some lammy cubes or outside time?
Oh, he just wants attention.
Can we hear Ted? You might be able to hear Ted. Everyone who adapts Antigone basically adapts it in the form that Antigone is a glorious, powerful feminist icon, and Crayon is
hashtag girl boss.
And Crayon is like the wicked king who's just getting in the way of her girl bossing. And why doesn't he just let her girl boss harder? Hashtag all the single ladies, all the single ladies. And it's bullshit. It's the worst, it's the dumbest, most surface level reading of
Your
the text.
rant woke Ted up.
It's the dumbest, most surface level reading of Antigone, because the entire fucking point
I feel wildly underqualified for this stream.
the entire point of Antigone is a tragedy that is completely avoidable, and the only reason it happens is because two characters, both of whom are flawed and both of whom have room to compromise, both refuse to, and both claim that they are acting with absolute moral authority and righteousness, and that therefore nothing can dissuade them from their task. Crayon acts with the absolute moral certainty of being the leader of the city, and thus having the right, he has the legal right to do everything he does in the play. And Antigone acts from the absolute moral certainty of the fact that everything she's doing is religiously and in terms of family the proper right thing to do, and thus nothing can stop her doing it. And as a result, these two figures barrel forwards, both absolutely convinced that they must not in any way compromise, and as a result everyone fucking dies. And they didn't need to, because if either of them had given a slight inch to the other, like, it could have all been avoided. That's the tragedy of Antigone. That two people are both absolutely determined to believe they are right, and in a way they both are right, but it doesn't matter because everyone still ends up dead. That's the end of that. That's the point of Antigone. And no one ever adapts it that way. Everyone adapts it as hashtag go boss get smited by that bastard Creon. And it's really silly.
Smitten?
Huh?
Gets
Smoked.
Smoked?
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know. Okay, but what if
Yeah.
what if you're extremely set point of view on Antigone is the bad guy because you refuse to compromise?
So dumb.
Eh?
Catastrophically dumb, Claire.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna
dumb.
walk Ted outside because I think it'll freshen him up a little bit. So I'm gonna take him for a tiny.
Yes.
I'll come back very soon, chat.
Yes.
Do you want that side, buddy?
Oh, I think Ted might want a little stroll. Maybe a little break. Yeah?
Alright.
Ted? Good boy. You go for a little break in the garden, honey buns. Alright, unidentified ship attacked by space pirates. Pirates are bribing me, but it's a terrible bribe, so screw that noise. The ship does not look that tough. I just need to... This is not much scrap. This is a bad scrap total. This has not been a good scrap total at all. So, okay. Bare minimum, try and take out the shields. That's not going to do too much. Fire the weapons. They're going to get a beam off, but it only hit one room. It was a bad shot by them. That's good. That should pretty much win that in that case. So honestly, I don't really want to spend another missile on them. I'd rather just, yeah, keep focus up on the weapons. Just make sure those don't get out. 2 more rounds should take care of that. John, you're paused. The game is paused. The game is paused, which doesn't particularly help, to be honest. So, oh dear. Everything's fine. And a more generous bribe. 8 missiles is actually not a bad bribe. That's, you know what? Just in case I'm stuck using the thing a bit longer, I will actually take 8 missiles. Because I do actually need to potentially have those missiles. Yeah, that's an okay bribe. That's a lot of missiles. No, not surrendering to slavers. Not least as you beat them up enough. You've got a reasonable chance of getting a slave as their surrender option. The problem is they're functionally disabling my shields, because this thing just basically is keeping the shields down. If he's lucky, he can just actually get... Yeah, if he gets lucky with his positioning, he can just straight up avoid this. So, okay. Focus on the shields. Come on. Boom. That's good. And that bomb was complete fluff by them. Okay, there we go. 1 new crew member. Nice. Are you good at anything, buddy? Kletskin. Fantastic name. Well, one, you can help out with the... Oh, there's a little bit of fire. A little bit of fire going on. A little bit of fire. Is anything else on fire? I don't think anything else is on fire. You guys just focus on all of this. Just put all of the fires out. Repair all the systems, etc., etc. You know what? Bads, I mean, this is a lot of money we'll have to spend on flipping repairs at some point or another. So, Okay, you guys get to there. You guys return to your original positions. You can just get in here and you can get in here. We just need to repair up the McGibbly-Gibble while we're passing by. Get everyone up to full. That is fine. You, buddy, you can now be on shields. That's fine too. Turn healing bay off. Turn that to maximum. Move in this direction. Everything's going to be fine. So, sorry. This is why we do the chill streams, because occasionally there's just a random flipping classics rant in the chill stream. This is why we do that. This is why we do the chill streams. Okay. So, Ion Pulse is going to... that's two similar... That's two perfectly synchronized weapons, which is a problem. I would like to get one shot off at their shields first. That's going for engines. No, it's going for O2, actually. Hit them. Good. Fire, fire, fire before the O2 hits them. Okay. So that is... Yeah, what systems of mine are down? It is the shield's down for the time being, but his weapons are down. So honestly, save the missiles for the time being. Keep the weapons down. There we go. Lovely. That's not a great offer, to be honest. You may as well fix the O2. And we've now got... Are my weapons? That was the weapon, unfortunately. Well, fire the Artemis just so they don't get the weapons back online, because I don't want them... I swear, the Artemis is just not feeling like doing its job today. Happy, Ted?
Yeah, I think so anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We did a good snuffle outside. He was Detective Teddy.
He was just doing his detective mode, was he? Excellent. Alright, that's weapons back down again. This is you up first, please. More ion pulses incoming. You back over to engines for that. The weapons are still disabled. My weapons, however, are not disabled. I should be able to finish this fight before the next one. Reactivate that. Camera's back online too. Open fire. Nice. Lovely. Okay, job done. That is honestly a pretty poor reward. Probably should have just taken this. It's very often the surrender option you should always read. Sometimes the surrender option could be flipping better than the actual than anything else. You are going to here. Okay, we have to go around the long way, so I better just start making a bit more progress. There we flipping go. And conspicuous pirate markings. Okay, claims to have equipment for sale. I kind of need to buy something. I'm going to hail it. Come aboard and see our wares. This can be a shop, or it can just screw you over. And... drone parts, drone schematic. Oh, the problem is if you buy nothing from the shop, sometimes you just shoot you. And this is a drone shop, which I don't want. Please don't shoot me. Fuck's sake. You shouldn't waste people's time. Oh, well, that's the ship's on fire now. That event's such a bullshit event. Because if he doesn't have anything you want, if you don't buy anything, he just blows up your ship. What a dick. Right, get out of there. We can deoxygenate the engines. Please don't blow up the whole engine. Please don't blow up the engine. Fuck, the engine's exploded. Before the fire went out. At least we've still got weapons. We've still got weapons. That's an anti-drone drone, which is incredibly stupid. So we don't have to worry about that. He's also got power. He's got upgraded flipping things. Fire on their weapons. Knock out their weapons. Okay, that was a little hit to the weapon here. Okay, he's got some weapons. I've got some weapons. This is... Oh, he's got his bombs back. Power up the Artemis. At least we've got something in that regard, so we can just start firing. This is looking a little bit dicey, actually. Actually, the bomb can't do much damage to the actual ship. Reoxygenate that room. As soon as that fires, just take out his weapons. We just need to focus on taking out the weapons. If he takes out the shield... There we go. That was one shot right there. Everything's fine, probably. You've almost fixed that. You may as well... Well, with no engine, you may as well go and fix the thing at the back, because you're not piloting with no engine. Doesn't matter. Artemis, keep... Wow, you have got some flipping repair people inside. You're trying to escape, and you've got no weapons at the moment. Oh, we finally got the burst laser back. I missed that. Okay, that's fine. Burst laser now recharging. I've got missiles. Don't let him get away if at all possible. Take out the cockpit. Gosh darn it, the Artemis is doing an awful job today. I kind of just want to let him go, but I also don't out of pure spite. Fuck's sake. Pirate got away. Hilarious. Right. Everything's fine. Repair the systems. Claire.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to the Long Hoff, who's been a member for 4 months. And says, hello, John, Claire, and Teddy. I hope you're all good. John, have you tried making your own ship yet? Back to Starfield questions, aren't
I've adjusted our starting ship. I've not done anything else yet. So I've just slightly extended the starting ship, and yes, hilariously found some fun things about that. One thing I will say is, if you just are taking an existing ship and you're just adding some bits on the end, it's kind of annoying that literally everything in the ship gets tossed in the hold, even if you made no changes to the room. Like, I would have thought, like, can't the game, like, just... Given the game clearly has the capacity to remember where items are in a room, because it remembers them when you leave the ship and come back, why can't it just keep that memory for that module, and then if you move the module around, the stuff just goes back in its place in the module? It's kind of weird. I don't know why it can't remember that. It feels...
But yeah, some people have pointed that a few times. Yeah.
That is annoying. Manually search the wreckage. Why not? Another 4 damage. Everyone loves 4 damage. This run is...
Everyone loves 2 bits of hull left.
This run is absolutely truly cursed. Actually truly cursed. It's incredible how everything has gone wrong. There's a store, which I guess we kind of have to go to, because
fix the hull.
Unless they're selling something really good. I bet he's selling something amazing. I bet he's selling pre-igniter. Pre-igniter for 120. Here it comes. Not pre-igniter for 120. Amazing. Okay, so just drones, FTL drama, emergency respirators, advanced FTL navigation, all kind of terrible. Hull laser. Firebomb. Firebomb, you say. Do you
2 hulls.
Yeah, but also setting people on. Fuck it. Sell the Artemis. Buy the firebomb. And then I need 2. I need 5 more. I need 5 more because that's 2 and 2. So I need... That's enough hull. I need to save up for that. That's plenty of hull. That's plenty of hull. I need to save up to do the McGibble. You see, that's a distress signal. That's going to be fine. That's going to get me 15. It's going to get me 15. So that's absolutely fine. Yeah, board the ship and investigate. They definitely won't eat me this time. And completely abandoned. Literally nothing. Okay, I need something. I need something that I can kill. It's going to get me, like, some nice bits and pieces. So, okay, nothing personal. You have some information we need. Okay, well, that's... Oh, that's synchronized. That's synchronized everything. Okay, I think the Burst Laser 2 can handle that by itself. So, just get the shields up for the time being. The problem is, it really depends where these guys are going to fire. Really depends where they fire. Because they're going to fire pretty soon. And, yeah. Oh, no, those are not synchronized. Go, go, go. Okay, that was not bad. That's just the cameras, and that's his weapon systems down at this point. I think if we just keep the fire up, we can basically keep him off us. Then he just needs to drop 15 scrap. Next round, the shields. There we go, shields down. Next round, back to the weapons, and he's almost certainly got to have pulled someone off cockpit to do repairing. Oh, this room's on fire. Okay, well that's fine. Actually, no, we don't need to do that. We'll just do it this way. And turn off oxygen so the oxygen drains faster. No, don't go in there in that case. Stay out of that room in that case. So that will deal with that fire. There we go. Job done. Everything's going to be fine. 15. And now, boom, boom, and boom, boom. Oh, aside from oxygen. We should turn the oxygen back on at some point. There we go. Close all this. Right, just let the oxygen come back. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Very nice. Very nicely done.
Smooth. And now we can see what's going on inside the ship again. So, okay. Now we've got fire bombs. And, fine. I'll repair the hole in the ship. Okay? If you're all going to be...
Fussy plebs.
If you're all going to be fussy plebs about the hole in the ship, I guess we'll repair the hole in the ship. If you're going to be weird about it. Alright. I'll get everyone in. And I'll also heal people so they're not dying. Dear oh flipping dear. Some of you get very fussy when people almost die. Claire.
Yeah, shout out to Shackleton Mangrum, who's a new channel member. And shout out also to Urban Cohort, who's been a member for 69 months.
Nice.
And says, aye, nice.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of
very
Shackleton,
nice.
Magnum curiously wants to know what my thoughts are my thoughts on what the Fierce Deity Mask is, which suggests I've not played Majora's Mask, which I most certainly have. Not only have I played it, I think it's aged better than Ocarina of Time, and that the actual central town is Clock Town is actually, and the way its complicated interaction system with time works is actually quite very impressive, in fact, for the time it came out in. And I love the Fierce Deity Mask. I've used the Fierce Deity Mask, like getting every single mask, even Anju's mask. Not really that difficult, really. Like the Fierce Deity's mask. Though, to be honest, I did not, not as fun as the Goron mask if you've got enough space to get the roll up, damn it. Dear oh flippin' dear. Right, everything's now fine. Aside from energy to that. Yeah, we're fine. Now we're fine. Now we're gonna win, because now we've got the firebomb. Now we can just set everything on fire. Like, this is gonna be it. And small rebel ship nearby. Yeah, fuck those rebels. There we go. They're trying to run away, are they? Well, we'll see about that. Clap.
Yeah, shout out to Excelsius, who's been a member for 71 months, and says, I wish you a great September. Can we expect a totally realistic week of just Starfield?
Just Starfield.
John diving into a new Bethesda RPG is amazing. Can you maybe at some point do shipbuilding live?
Like, I don't think right now there's no plan for live stream, simply because I don't know what the right way to do it is. Like, maybe when we're a lot further into the game, at like when I'm confident I can do just like nothing but shipbuilding or nothing but like resource management or just like random system exploring, there might be a live stream, but they won't be for some time. Like, for the time being, it's just going to be this. It's just going to be what it is right now.
In more Starfield questions, Jay has been a member for 11 months and wants to know what do you think of the Starfield encumbrance system. I know we've
think we touched
talked
on that
about
previously,
at
did we not?
length. Well, yes, but I mean, I think they posted that message. They maybe came into. After.
I think it's a mild inconvenience. It's a mild inconvenience. I really think it's not the worst thing in the world. I can live with it.
But if you would like to hear more detailed thoughts, you can go back earlier into the stream because we talked about it at length.
Yes. Sorry, misunderstanding the question from Shackleton. What's the Fierce Deity Mask mean? Like, what is it in the world of Legend of Zelda? It doesn't exist, because Majora's Mask doesn't exist. Because none of it's real. Because Link had a near-death experience in the forest after the events of Ocarina of Time, and then had a weird hallucination while he was dying about the events of Termina. Like, none of it happened. Like, it was all a weird thing that makes no cocking sense, because literally in the final cutscene, when you watch the masked man walk away, he, like, just freezes, then fades from view. Like, it was all not real. And, like, literally, like, the end of Majora's Mask, you get sucked into the moon, and inside the moon, it's a sunny day with a tree and several children wearing the boss masks you already possess running around the tree. And if you give them all your masks, they give you one mask in return that turns you into a god. Like, it didn't really happen. I think it's all hallucination. So, like, ask Link's psychologist. Like, Link's therapist would know better than me. I hold the view that nothing in Majora's Mask didn't really happen. Majora's Mask was Link having a hallucination as he was dying and falling down a big hole, to my mind.
So I would say that for me, the Fierce DT Mask is basically the cheese man.
Yeah, that's another very good old explanation too. Yeah, that's an excellent explanation.
Anyway, let's see. Ooh, Paul Wilson's been a member for 70 months and says FTL and classics are the essence of many a true nerd. It's why I've been here since FTL in the first place. Your Antigone hot take made my Thursday.
We're gonna survive. You see, there's a shop here. I'm just gonna get a little bit more. Booby trap the cash. Yep. You know what? Sure. Slow them down a little bit. I just need a tiny bit more scrap before we go to the shop. Otherwise, I won't be able to do the repairs. And there's an NG. Subject goal: wealth, NG motivation, survival, transfer of goods acceptable. No, I'm friendly. And there we go. Just gives me some free stuff. Yeah, that event can give you a lot of good stuff. So that's nice. One more, then we're going down to the shop. And and okay, slug ship of some description, and looks like they've slightly hit the engines, but I'll bet on. I'm not sure I was even using that anyway. 2 weapons, no mind control, based on synchronization, could or could not be a problem. We'll have to see. If we're lucky, yeah, that fires, and we'll get the shield back up before some of them even get in. Gosh darn it, they did get a hit on the weapon system, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to try and do the same. Okay, so we've done the same. So we're right now, both of us are struggling to hit the other. Honestly, you may as well just help get the weapon system back operation as fast as possible. Till he gets the second weapon back, there's nothing he can do. There we go, so that's now ready to go. Burst weapons almost ready to go too. But if I just keep the burst laser 2 focused on their weapons, let's get very unlucky on the roll, we can, keep them down.
Nice.
They won't be able to do much to me at that point. And they've probably pulled their pilot to assist with repairs at this point, which is what the firebomb's amazing at. Because if you start a fire in a room, then they literally can't fix the room because they have no choice but to attempt to put out the fire before they can do anything. And then you know pretty much precisely where they are and also where they aren't, so you can focus your fire elsewhere, and you know basically your hit chance is going to be 100%. So it's the firebomb is, and fire weaponry in general is so powerful. It's so useful. It's just a, look at that. And the systems just keep taking bonus damage. It's great. Now you're guaranteed the hit, and now there's nothing they can do. Clap.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Adam has been a member for 2 years and says, sorry if this has been asked before, but do you have to factor in the impact of I won't watch this yet in order to play it first when you're looking at the analytics, like for Starfield?
I've heard this before. Like, I've heard like people say like, oh, this particular thing, it's a brand new game, I will be coming back to it later. I never see this effect. Like, it's the number of people that do it is so small, you cannot detect it. Like, either in terms of depression, what looks like depression in the initial views, or in like the length of the long tail. It's functionally impossible to spot. And okay, I am willing to go straight up to tier 2 cameras because I find tier 2 cameras hilarious. Oh, there's double store, which is kind of unfortunate because I've got no money to spend, and the money I do have to spend now has to be spent on repairs. So, nothing but people or the good old flak. Can't afford any of that. We are into yellow.
What?
Not dying. Not dying.
Well, thankfully you've delayed them.
Yeah, it's going to slow down a little bit, so we can loop around this way a little bit, go around this way, get the distress. We'll have time. Suns. Everyone hates suns. Suns suck. But I particularly enjoy having camera 2 when you've got fire weapons, because I enjoy watching them burning to death. It's important.
Which is a thing you should probably talk to a therapist about.
That's fine. I just enjoy watching them burn to death. It's going to happen even more so here, because the sun's going to be, like, tossing additional stuff in too. So just take out their weapons if we can. Take out the door. Oh, taking out the doors is actually bad on this occasion. We've got to fix the doors before the fire starts. Otherwise, problems. Speaking of which, let's just start a bit of fire here. And now the room they're standing in is on fire. Plus, you get free visibility from bombs, which is kind of cool. Bombs just give you free visibility, which is really nice. So this is now fixed. Okay. Now back over to here and fix this as well, so we get to watch this happening. In comes the fire. Okay. Drain the room and always turn off oxygen, because if oxygen isn't flowing into the room, it drains faster. So if you're doing a drain, just temporarily turn off the oxygen. It's always for the better. And speaking of which, basically, fuck you, there's some more fire. And also get your weapons back offline. Yeah, no weapons for you, stupid losers. And as soon as that happens, oxygen back on. Close all doors. We've almost got the cameras back. Sweet. And now we just basically keep... And now, yeah, there's now a fire, and they've got no healing. Oh! We might be able to take this ship. We might be able to take the ship without...
that'd be good.
Yeah, if we could take the ship without anything, that would be really cool. Because now...
Put the O2 on fire, maybe.
That's him dead. And then you just be on fire.
Oh.
And empty of hostiles, I get a free crew member. Who we, like, rescue. I guess they were, like, in a prison cell that was below decks or something. So we've now got a healer, which is very exciting. So you can go here. And honestly, actually, you can stay here, and you stay in this, because you're the fast repairer, which is arguably more important. So that's fine. I'm pretty sure you hadn't really picked up much... No, you barely picked up any experience. You can be on Yeah, camera. Actually, you know what? Door 2. I've got camera 2. Let's have door 2. I like door 2. Just reinforced doors. Reinforced doors are nice. It's fun. Right. Get to here, then to here. Yeah, we'll do that into the stress.
So you only got like 8 scraps or so just from...
Yeah, but a new crew member's worth way. Like,
I
that would
know.
cost 60 in a store.
But
so that's
you do
fine.
need money for the store to repair the
Refueling platform we kind of need. Yeah, this can go very badly wrong. On occasion, there's just an explosion. Dear, oh dear. That's fine. Crack. Oh, no, hang. It's not on fire. It's just broken. This is fine. Now we just need to... Oh, this could go very bad. A beam drone can be the flipping end of you if you get unlucky. Like, if these guys are determined to focus fire on the shield, that thing will end me. It really depends where it fires, because they're going to fire before me, because those weapons are fairly brief charges. And not for weapon room. That's lucky that we got the shield back up before he even got the second shot in. Now I really want to focus on getting their weapons down.
And the drone.
Good enough. I just want that room on fire, so we can't... Fuck, that was a miss. Okay, but... No. Heal. Another very lucky pass, because, like, literally, if he goes from here to here, he fires faster, but if he has to go from here to here, it literally takes him longer to take the next shot. So the time between shots is variable and random, and that is very lucky. So, okay, just keep focusing on their weapons. Just try and take him out, because if we can take out them, good. That's good. That's good. This is going to be a hit, unfortunately, and that was an empty room. Come on, firebomb. Nice! That's a double fire. That's going to take them ages to put out. And also damage them. And also keep damaging the system at the same time. Which is very good. So their system's just going to keep taking more and more damage. And if we're lucky... they're getting another thing off there. Let's kill him if we can. Oh, I think we almost killed one. There's a fire in our shield room. Off there. Shit. Oh, that means the shield is down. The shield is down. That is actually now a problem. That is a real problem. That one hit could be the end of it. Because now there's nothing to stop this drone just doing its business.
Well, you could firebomb the drone room.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
I'm not sure that will stop the drone, though. It will just start fire damage starting. Now, their guy has abandoned his post. So all hits are now at 100 guaranteed to hit. If he goes for the engine room... Door room, single point of damage. That's good. You are right, though. The correct answer is drone room. And, oh, they got that guy back on the thing, but... Random fire. But it's not enough to stop him. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. His weapons are also back online. Which also need to go down. Let's just assume the fire's going to do its job. That was 2. Okay, I think it's over because that was too many misses. That was a miss there. He's still got that weapon online. He's still got this online. And this drone's about to fire and I can't stop it. That guy's about to stop that. There is now... Oh, hang on. No, the shield. The shield's operational. Oh, shit me. Oh! If he fires... and it doesn't do anything, and then that thing hits, and then that beam hits the shield, and then he goes over here. There needs to be, if there's an exact order, we don't lose right now. Miss!
Nice!
If we can just keep hammering if we can just keep hammering, we need this fire to not spread in here, basically.
Well, yeah.
Until he fires this again, he can't get to it. And if burst laser 2 charges, and we're also nearly ready to run, he's now got both his weapons ready to go, but this one's going to take a while to charge. The problem is, we might not be able to even get a hit onto the weapon room before this fires. If they offer surrender... Oh, that was a double fire. He got a shot off, though. There was definitely a shot fired.
Yeah.
We need the exact same thing to happen again.
No!
Oh!
Nice! You're a lucky motherfucker.
The problem is this might still fire before the fire takes it out. This could still fire before the fire takes it out. We need to cooking. Yo, that's fired. Oh, it needs to happen again. Needs to happen again. Needs to happen again. Because this, if it takes out the shield now.
Your firebomb is ready. Like
oh! Oh! What the fuck?
Firebomb is fixed. The weapons are fixed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now take out the drone. Take out the drone. Take out the cocky drone. Fuck it. I'm accepting the offer of surrender. Fuck it. Done. Fuck it. Done. Jesus. We're alive. You in the chat did not believe we were going to survive that. Be honest. You didn't think we were going to survive it. Be perfectly honest. Be honest, chat. You did not think that was going to happen.
Flying on a wing and a prayer.
And the fire's out. It can't destroy any systems because when a system blows, it does 1 damage guaranteed. I'm going to call this a huge win.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, let's shake hands and leave as friends. I can't get to the store. I could get to this store. Which I think I should do.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go back to the store I've already been to. Hello there, store. Just fix as much as you can. Back into yellow. And, oh, I should have bought some fuel as well, really. Yeah. Oh, no, it's fine. I've got a defense scrambler. Enemy defense drones can't do anything to bombs anyway. It's irrelevant. So in which case, buy all the fuel he's got. Back to almost full health.
What's that weird colour?
What's that weird colour? Yeah, I know.
Is?
It's a strange colour.
Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't believe.
I didn't believe I was ready to hit F. John has luck 11 to make up for perception -1.
Nice.
Reinforced doors saved the day.
They actually did. You know, that's true. We might have gone wrong without the reinforced doors. We've now got a second NG. There's a store here, but there's nothing we can buy with it, so we honestly may as well just sort of move on. In that case, Ted is squeezed against the back of your chair. Dear, oh dear.
Yeah, I didn't believe, John. I never believe you're going to survive.
Oh dear, and now we're back in the green. Wait, what are you even doing? Do you know anything? Have you just put all your power into drones? Is that what's going on here? I think this guy's just put all his power into drones. So well, that's no good at all, is it? Just try and take it. If he's got nothing but drones. Oh, he's got a huge amount of engines, I bet. He's got dumb dodge. That's what's going on here. But he literally can't get past me because he's only got 1 shot. Even if he hits, it doesn't do anything. We've just got to basically wait until we get lucky on the fire, quite frankly. And then just basically concentrate all fire on that. And there we go. More fire. Nice. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I forgot he was trying to jump. Oh, that's true. I forgot about that. I shouldn't have been targeting that. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just go here. We'll just go here. All absolutely fine. I can't afford repairs, but I don't need repairs. My ship's perfect. And now we just leave. Claire.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Spontaneous Compulsion, who's been a member for 10 months. And says, hey, John, did you know that the adoring fan from Oblivion was also the Mad Jester in Skyrim? If you read his diaries, he talks about being the fan.
I feel like this is something that was added later. It's not necessarily supposed to be taken entirely 100% seriously. And if we can take out the weapons, good. That's taken out the missile, which is all we need to worry about. That guy's basically as good as done. And don't bother firebombing. Obviously, it's, you know, an oxygenless environment. Claire.
Yeah, we're caught up on member chats.
Nice.
But if anybody else has more
if you just want to chat about Starfield
questions, or, you know, FTL questions. Yeah.
If you just want to chat about Starfield, ask them questions away. But yeah, honestly, the only thing I don't like about it is the legendary drop rate. I think there's too many legendaries and they don't feel special.
And, you know, it feels like something that could be solved by your favorite thing in the world, difficulty sliders.
Yeah. No, you know what? Like, custom difficulty sliders would be great. There's a whole bunch of stuff too, which is good. Next sector, Nebula, or... Ooh, abandon the Lanius. Everyone loves the Lanius. Can definitely be, yes, a problem dealing with them, but we'll see what we can do. Do not attempt to go to the top. We have to go the bottom way. Right, so basically just as long as you go via this system, that's the system you have to go for.
What's your opinion of the new perk system?
I like it. I like that, you know, it really feels like you really have to put a lot of thought into what is or isn't, you know, where you want to put your points. I feel like there's, you know, I feel like every single point I've got has been like, there's been a lot competing for what I want to get. I like how, you know, you can spread and be a very generous character. I like how it, you know, it also encourages you, if you want to really double down into one very specific direction. There's a lot I like. I think it's a really good blend of a Fallout and Elder Scrolls style system. I hope they come up with something really cool for Fallout 5 that's very similar. So, okay. That's a halberd beam. Oh, that could be, okay, that could be a problem, because that can bypass my shield, because that's 2 damage reduced by 1 for every block of shield it meets. So because I'm on 1 shield block, because I had to spend so much money on repairing, I couldn't get my shield block to 2 yet. That's gonna hurt. That's really gonna hurt. And also, John, why did you come into Lanier's space with a firebomb?
This is a question I was just having now as well.
The Lanier ships have no oxygen in them. You can't firebomb them. Oh, fudge. That's a problem. That's... I mean, bare minimum, it can hurt them.
Can it?
A little bit. Just for a moment. The fire will burn for, like, a few seconds. Enough to do some damage and slightly damage the system it's targeting. But they... Ooh,
but I guess, yeah, if it's not got missiles, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've just got to try and take out some of these weapon systems because there's too many of them. Okay, you see, that's done a little bit of damage, and that sadly knocks out the... Was that the bomb? Was it a bomb they had there?
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, it was just it was a small blaster. They're not even bothering to try and put out the fire because they know it doesn't matter. Oh, no, they are trying to... If they happen to be in the same room, they will attempt to, which is hilarious. But really, it's bare minimum. It's keeping him busy. But this is slow going with 2 blocks of shield and this many weapons. Ugh. A single miss means the burst laser does nothing. This is a problem. But I mean, honestly, I'm surprised the halberd beam hasn't done worse damage yet. Just try and keep him from healing, because, like, bare minimum, it will do something. Come on. You see a single miss, and it does nothing. Single miss does nothing.
I mean, I would suggest running away.
I agree. No, I absolutely agree, and I'm worried. No, he has. No, that's fine. He didn't hit any of the crucial systems for running.
I realise that.
The crucial running systems are... Never mind, the crucial running system is now on fire. The crucial running system is now on fire. I think people were just saying John's now due for some bad luck.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, well, that just happened. Oh, we took out one of their weapons at least, but the halberd beam's still operational. We just need to get that system operational again at ASAP. And in just a second, we need to cock and go. Come on. Let's go. Let's be on our way. Jump, go. That's, yes. Okay, so we can't fight the Lanius, and we're in Lanius space. That's kind of the end. Lanius vessel. Don't attack it. Just attempt to harvest some, but you know, hopefully it won't attack me. Fuck, it attacked me. Okay, they're now trying to harvest me, which is a problem because everything's probably on fire. The firebomb's not doing functionally anything. At least the loadout here isn't as bad. They've got like level 3 doors, but they've only got 2 weapons, which is not as bad. And if we're lucky, yeah, if the ion like isn't the bit that hits the shield, then we should be okay. It's still got 2 layers of shielding, which is a problem. 3 misses. Oh, because it's got less weaponry, its engines are way better charged. Ooh, that's a problem. Yeah, it's going to have loads of power in its engines right now, isn't it? Yeah, that's an issue. Because that means, what are we going to do to it? The chance of us getting 3 hits is... Oh, I think we're kind of fucked, because I do not see a way forward with this loadout. Because it turns out my firebomb plan turned out to be completely useless. Oh, wow, we actually got a hit in! I'm amazed. Meaning we've temporarily taken out 1 weapon. As long as we can keep the weapon systems online, I mean, stop him repairing it. That stops him repairing it. Like, that, the only advantage is he can't repair the system, and now the system is taking additional damage. Okay, that was even more additional damage. And now we've almost got the shields back up again. At the same time, we've lost our visibility of that. I think the captain's had to abandon the cockpit. Okay, now he's still not. Gosh darn, did he just... No, he didn't get the repair off. And nice. We're actually doing damage to the weapon systems. The fire's going to go out, but bare minimum, it's just doing damage. And as long as he's only got one weapon, he can't really do much to me. And also, I don't think these guys can really repair themselves. They've not really got like they've not got med kits or anything. So keep going. That's him dead. Nice. No weapons. Now he's got no choice. Meaning now guaranteed hit. Meaning now I can't miss. And if he's got no weapon,
you can firebomb him, so he can, yeah.
If I want to, I mean, I kind of want to save the thing at this point. Now I can guarantee hit on the shields, guaranteed. So he's immediately gonna change target over to the shields. But every time we get burst laser 2 back, I get another go. And as long as he's not on the cockpit, no one's flying the damn thing. 100% chance to hit. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And now we're just doing damage to him. You know what? Screw it. You're right. Let's just stop him doing anything. So now he literally can't do anything. He's just standing there taking damage. And if we could kill him, that would be hilarious. Because he is still taking damage from this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No more life signs. So there's a giant pile of scrap. And even more scrap.
Wow.
Fuck tons of scrap.
Good.
Double. You know, I'm just going to check for nearby shops first. Store.
That's very impressive to have done in
Extra luck. Extra luck.
No, seriously.
John Luck never fails. I have luck 10. Unfortunately, the shop isn't selling weapons, which is a problem. I'm tempted to sell the cooking firebomb. Okay. Cloaking, backup, hacking. Hacking is not terrible. Hacking is a good system. You can disrupt their shields, and it can't miss if they don't have...
Yeah, but you have 3 fuel, and your hull is kind of messed up.
You are correct, and I've got nothing...
Mm.
Right. Now. Hacking. Small amounts of fuel. Small amounts of healing. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work. 1 shield blob in Sector 3 on hard mode. What are you talking about? Why is everyone looking at me like I'm crazy? I'm not mad. It's you that are mad. Aren't you, flying banana people?
John almost died on the first 3 encounters, so now the ship is curse-proof.
Yeah, pretty much. That seems fair and reasonable to me. Okay, we have got hacking. Hacking is very good. Hacking will keep us alive. Claire!
Yes, indeed. Some people saying wanting to know if you've already made the spaceship in Starfield MHN colors.
Not yet, actually. I've not got into like customizing the outside. I've just kind of customized the inside a little bit by like, you know, setting up some nice plants. Obviously, setting up my mug collection. You'll see. It's got its own kind of like, you know, cottagecore aesthetic going on. Download data stores. No, just take the scrap. Take the scrap. Do not risk it right now. Just keep moving in this direction. Clap.
Who's your favourite NPC so far in Starfield? Axel
Guillaume and George, the fork and spoon old married couple who don't realise they're an old married couple, but they're an old married couple, is great. Oh, and the Irish woman on Mars, who swears a lot, but the subtitles can't deal with it and spell it Americanized. She says ass, the subtitles say ass. It's great. I love her. She's the best. I want to marry just a scruffy Irish space trader. Pretty good. And she just swears at you if you spend too long not replying to her. It's great.
Oh yeah. That's one thing that I've struggled a little bit when I was doing the edit, like, because obviously you're taking time talking
to explain what I'm thinking. Yeah, and therefore.
And then they go like, "Am I boring you?" or something like that. You know, like we can pick that up another time or something. And it's like. Yeah. You know, you can't remove the sound because their mouth moves.
Yeah, you can just, really lower it.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, but yeah.
The problem is I now only have 1 weapon, so now it's got to be, we've got to go for the shield room at this point. Let's take the shield room down. And when we're ready, you hit that. So just lower that. That should be enough for, is that enough for 2? Yeah, just start firing now. Nice. Look at that. Just the power of hacking. A single robot part, and now we can basically disable their weapon system whenever we want to. And they can't really get into the shield room to fix it if I break it. So basically, screw them at that point. It's marvelous. So yeah, now they've got very, very little left in that regard. I can take a shot at their shield room while we're doing that one too. Nah, no, one of them was a miss, so it doesn't count. But that's fine. By the time it's ready to go again, we'll have hacking ready to go, and then I can just knock the weapons, and then that's fine. So start working on that. Just wait for it to go here. He's trying to get in there. He wants to get in. He wants to get. Oh, did you just get around that? Nice. It's trying to escape. We've knackered the shields a little bit. He's got a little bit of stuff here. He's probably going to get a mini beam off, which is annoying just because of the timing. No! He just did. We're going to fix it. We're going to get the shield fixed before anything else happens. And now he's trying to fix that. Oh, that was some really unlucky misses. Oh, now he's trying to flee, which is a problem because I'm not sure we can actually do anything about it anymore. And he's off. And just fires up the other way out. What a dick. Oh, well. Bad luck. The problem is I've only got one gun. I've got less guns than when I started. This is less guns than at the start of the game, which is not ideal. Claire?
Yes, indeed. Let's see. Do you feel like Starfield is a repeat of the usual Bethesda formula? Is it enough change, or were you hoping for more?
There are bits I look at and think, okay, this is just Fallout 4 in a new setting, which like sometimes that has occurred to me. Like I think the bits where they've made the biggest changes, like you know the big world maps and the scale of it and the persuasion mini game and the perk system, that I think are the strongest bits. But sometimes you just look at something and think, oh, that's okay. So that's exactly how it works in Fallout 4. And I kind of wish, for example, that say like, you know, weapon crafting was a little bit more involved than just a slightly slimmed down version of Fallout 4, because it's more complicated up front to get access to the parts, but then once you get into the parts there's less of them. But I guess that's better than there being more, because Fallout 76 had 10 million cocking grips and they were all completely cocking useless. So like I suppose I'd rather they overcorrected for that than undercorrect. I need another weapon. I need someone to drop another weapon. This is getting to be a problem. We're just... Oh, not an asteroid. Oh, no. Okay, we're fucked. We're in an asteroid field with one blob of shields against Alanius with 2 blobs of shield. And they've got a halberd. They've got double... It's okay, we're about to be double beamed. We're about to be double beamed. Oh, they've got hacking too. Oh, that's cocking hilarious. Well... bare minimum, we've got to take down their shield. They've taken out my door room. Fuck. Okay, so they've seized control of my door room, which is the dumbest room to take control of. Wait a second and start draining about now. And then if we're lucky. Okay, now we just open fire on their weapon systems. Nice. Double hit. They didn't get the halberd off. They've had to cancel that because that's the more expensive one. This can take down my shield, but if I can keep their shields down, asteroids might be able to do some of the work for me. I was hoping asteroids would do more. What's convenient is they've actually got 1 crew member, which is a weird... Oh, no, they've not. They've got this guy trapped in the engine room, which is hilarious. So we can't even get in. And I just need to... I don't even want to waste the shot, because it's like the chance of me getting a hit in seems so low. But it's so long. You know what? I could get the shot and it'll recharge before that happens anyway. You know what? I did actually get a hit in.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it knocked out a system. Get that. And oh, wow. Lucky asteroid.
Good job, asteroid.
Lucky asteroid.
Yeah.
That's a good asteroid. That was good. Okay. We've almost got this back. We can knock out his shields again in just a split second. He's taken out that. That's back before mini beam. No shields for you, sir. Let's have an asteroid coming in right about now, please. Right about now. Focus on weapons, Gam. Nice. They're offering surrender. I'm tempted to accept some in an asteroid field. I'm amazed we're not dead. I'm genuinely amazed we're not dead. That doesn't feel like a fight we should have been able to, well, favorably draw. Go to here, because that's the most jumps. Distress might get me something. It could be friendly. Okay. The signal blinks out. Scavenger ships. Okay. Nothing. Store! The problem is, I've got nowhere near enough. Do I have anything to sell? No, nothing. I need more. I have to earn more scrap. If I go... Now, I've literally got nothing to sell. There is nothing to sell. But if I go here, that's going to be eaten.
Yeah.
That's going to be eaten. Oh.
Wait. What's the way to the... Yeah, you have a way to the exit from...
I have to go to the store just to repair and buy fuel. I have no weapons. Oh, that's agonizing. That's worth 40. That would get me to 67. But none of these, that would mean I could either buy Hermes or Hull Laser, and they're both worse as one-offs. Doesn't work. In which case, may as well just heal up as best we can. I just need to hope for, like, sometimes you just
need to go to, like... Oh, well, I guess I was going to say a sector where your weapons work better, but you sold the fire thing.
Sold the weapon. Oh, there's a system repair drone I could sell. Great, thanks. Really needs that right about now. NG controlled at least is somewhat friendly, and I've got NGs on board, so I might get some blue options. Sometimes you literally just arrive in space, and the game's like, a weapon was floating here. Here it is. So, if we're lucky, we might get that. Okay, just check the layout. Honestly, 1 shield blob. In sector cocking 4 on a hard mode. That is stupid. We can go the top route or the bottom route. Yes, either is acceptable. Let's swing by the 2 distressors. Some of them might be genuine friendly distress. Okay. A ship, partly crushed. Shoots it. Fuck it. It gets me some stuff. That's
O2.
Another store. But we'll fix
needs fixing.
We'll fix it. It's going to be fine. And that's that's Zoltan. That's a big ass Zoltan ship, and I'm pretty sure I literally can't get the hacking drone on until the Zoltan shield's down, and that's 3 shield blobs. Can fire from the sun bypass Zoltan super shields? I genuinely don't know. That's a fascinating question. I have no idea what the answer is. Right. Well, I mean, open fire. We'll slowly make some progress there. That's just a... What even is that? Is that the hull beam? I think that's the hull beam. Get over to here.
Oh.
That is a burst 3. That's painful. Luckily, I've got some spare capacity right now. Okay, at bare minimum, we've taken out their super shield. But I literally can't... Okay. We have no choice but to get the hacking drone on their shield. Solar flares coming in. The hull beam could be vicious, depending on what happens next, but I just have to wait till the burst laser's nearly done and hope the fire happens. Okay, they've got a fire in their weapon room. I've got a fire in my weapon room, but I've got more people to help repair. That fire just gets drained. You just get to, just get to there. Everything else doesn't matter. Just help put out that fire. Everyone concentrate fire on the, fire actually. Start draining their shield. We can get it down to, if we're lucky, 2. And open fire on weapon room again. Oh, we did hit something. Okay, that is... Okay. Repair that. Everything's fine. That whole beam by itself can't do a thing. But now we basically can't touch them until this thing's off cooldown, which is going to take a while. But
can you send some more people to repair things?
Already done.
3 in a room that aren't doing anything.
They were doing something a second ago. Don't worry, it's under control. Dear flippin' dear. You guys get in over to here. You're under control. That fire's now out. I've got plenty of spare capacity here. I just need to... Honestly, I need to let the fire do the job, which is wild. I need the solar flare to do the job for me.
If only you had something that could do that.
Right, come on. 1, 2, and sometimes you get unlucky and you don't quite get that second shield blob. Try and take out their weapons again. Nice! Took out their big thing. That took out the big... Oh, no, it took out the beam. Oh, they kept the big one on. That's bad, actually. Drain this. Honestly, the ship's in fairly good condition, but we're probably take an extra blob of damage from this room exploding, unfortunately. And they've just got... Actually, they've got no healing. If I could survive long enough, eventually the fire's going to kill them, because they've got no way of healing their crew. I wish I had a firebomb. If I had, like, the ability to launch bombs that, like, started fires in their ships, that would be incredibly powerful right about now, actually. Ow, 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 ow.
Oh, wow.
Wow, look at that spread.
Yeah.
3 critical systems. All 3. What the shit? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Get this sorted out. Get you ready to go. Drain the shields. If we're lucky, we're gonna hit something. And oh, we actually got them down to 1 blob. Okay. Weapons. Nice double hit on the weapons, but unfortunately they kept the big sting up. And now the fire is in their shield room and their cockpit. So they've abandoned their cockpit, but they can't get into the shield room because I've actually got it locked by my drone, which is hilarious. And okay, the fire for me has been kind on this occasion. This gun's about to fire. Could mess me up. Might not. Live in hope. Okay, they're going to struggle to get in here because those are not fighters. It's going to take them a while to just break down the doors, literally. And
yeah,
I kind of misdied that little health, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, did you? Okay.
No,
because I was following
I did
that.
not realise I was about to die.
Oh, baby.
He's just back there. Hello, Ted.
Well, I've been wanting to move my chair back for a while,
Hello.
but he was right behind me.
Would you
so-
like a lammy cube?
We'll get you a lammy cube afterwards. There we go. That's... Honestly, after that start, and the fact I had to do 2 full heals, which is like well over 100 scrap that should have been going into weapons and shields. You can't take damage on hard mode, because damage is money you have to put into repairs. That's money you can't put on upgrades. Hello, best dog in the world.
He is a very good dog.
Hello.
He's sitting in his good dog.
He's doing a good boy sit
right now.
He is doing good boy sit, which he likes doing to demonstrate he's a good boy, which normally means he's kind of wanting something. I could have probably jumped out, yes. I just didn't realise I was about to die. Lol. Happy days.
Oh, yeah, now he's flopped again. It was
Flop.
just a bit of attention he wanted.
Right, you got anything else, Claire?
Yeah, your jump was charged, apparently. No,
Oh,
I'm all
hilarious. Right, so in which case, like I said, as we started late, this is going to be a short stream today. I'm going to wrap up now and go and have some dinner. Today, as I say, was a bit of a long one because it's a dumb heatwave in the UK right now, and I was recording Starfield for 5 hours. Like, you know, it's a hard life.
caught up.
It is during a hot heat wave, actually. Being, like, in a closed-up office during a heat wave.
Speaking of, I'm gonna go to the living room and open all the windows.
That makes
and
perfect
turn off the
sense.
lights so that it can air a bit before dinner.
That makes perfect flipping sense. So, okay. We're gonna wrap things up. We're gonna wrap things up there. And, like, normally, you know, at the end of a stream, what we do is, like, you know, I do the big, oh, I'm coming up this week. The exciting coming up this week is, okay, just brace yourselves, because this is going to blow your cocking minds. Coming up this week is more XCOM, then more Starfield, then some Fallout. And then, the week after that, just ready yourselves here, alright? I want everyone to, just like, you know, make sure you're sitting next to a comfy chair in case you faint. It's going to be even more XCOM, then even more Starfield, then some more XCOM again, then some more Starfield again, then even more Fallout. And then, after a brief pause, it's going to be some Starfield, and then something else. Then something else that I legally can't talk about. Then there's going to be then there's going to be some more Starfield. Then I'm probably going to get onto Crusader Kings 3. Because Wards and Wardens came out, and I'd love to make a little video of that. You know what? You know, Paradox, they didn't drive a dump truck full of money to my house. They didn't even offer to drive a dump truck full of money to my house for Wards and Wardens. What a bunch of bastards. So I'm just looking at it anyway. And yes, this weekend, I'm not going to spoil it, but Fallout 4's back. Fallout 4's back this weekend. You know what I've really seen? I've seen loads of people say, like, oh, John, did you end the series? Did you end the Fallout 3 series so you could just put Starfield on? So it's like, no? Like, where on earth did you get that Starfield was going to be on Sunday? Like, seriously, where did that come from? I literally said in the Fallout video, Fallout 4's back next week. I saw various people. Like this happened more than once. People were like, oh, I can't believe John would just throw Fallout under the bus like this so he could put Starfield or something. But I didn't. I specifically said the other thing. That's the opposite of what I said. So
I brought some lammy cubes for the
oh,
boy.
lammy cubes. He knows what the lammy cube. I want to give him a lammy cube. All right, Ted, do your trick. And yes, now you can have it. What Ted's very good at is if you offer a treat, like if you put it right next to his nose or hold it right next to his mouth,
Yes, good boy.
he doesn't take it until you say yes, and you let him take.
No, he doesn't take it. He looks up to you. He has to make eye contact with us.
Yeah.
And then we say yes.
Yes, he has to. He never just grabs a treat. You offer him a treat, and he looks up at you. He doesn't look at the treat. He has to look up at you and look you in the eye, and then you say yes. Yes. There you go. And then he's allowed to take the treat. Because he doesn't grab. He doesn't grab food. He doesn't snatch food. He waits till he's given permission to eat it.
He's always been very good at not grabbing food. Like, he's never grabbed at human food or anything like that.
Yeah.
Hello, you're a good boy.
So, yes, coming up, tons of...
is it some Starfield and some XCOM and some Fallout?
XCOM's got 3 parts left to go, but I'm going to tell you now. Tomorrow's episode of XCOM is literally called... The One Thing Nobody Expected to Happen.
Oh, yeah, that.
Okay? XCOM Part 31 is subtitled The One Thing Nobody Expected to Happen. And it is...
This one weird trick they didn't want you to know.
And it is not just... Okay, it is clickbait. But, like, it's not just clickbait, alright? You mark my words.
Clickbait if it happens.
Exactly. You mark my words. The one thing none of you were expecting happens tomorrow in XCOM. Leading into the dramatic kind of double bill finale, given the last mission is like such a huge multi-part mission across parts 32 and 33. But in part 31, the one thing that you were not expecting to happen is going to happen. Alright, it's going to be fucking wild. So that's that. Starfield, we get to... on Saturday... On Starfield, we get to meet my parents. I have the world's best bank appointment. It's great. I love my character's mortgage. And Fallout 4 returns on Sunday. So a whole bunch of exciting stuff to come. So yes, all of that.
It's so good.
Thank you very, very much for joining us this evening. Thank you very, very much to all the community members who I always politely do not silence. I don't turn you off. And said, you know what,
I think 2 things that people didn't expect at all happen in that episode, actually.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. It's possibly several things, in fact, happen. It's marvellous. So, okay, we are going to jump into that tomorrow. There's going to be some cocking wild stuff tomorrow. And then Starfield, Fallout, all the rest of it. Hopefully you're looking forward to that. Hopefully, in fact, you join us next week too. Not sure what next week's stream's going to be. We're going to try and start it a bit early. This was just like late. When we're a bit late, we often just throw a little FTL out because it's a nice short stream. But yes, we'll be back hopefully to normal, starting like a couple of weeks earlier. Do you think the infirmary doesn't have a second option? Stop lying. But so all of that to come. Hopefully you're looking forward to that. Hopefully we see you next week. Hopefully in general you have a lovely week, and hopefully Ted can, get through the heat wave. Because the poor dog doesn't deal well with heat. So, all of that to come
John,
very, very soon indeed. Hopefully looking forward to that. And in the meantime, I've been John.
I've been Claire.
There's been Ted over there. That's right behind us as usual. We literally set a sofa up for him so we could sit on the sofa, but he's just been lying behind us instead. It's been many a true nerd. And this has been the FTL live stream of me dying in a couple... You know what? There's been some incredible luck and incredible bad luck. Yeah, more like the bad luck. I think it's been fine. Thank you very much, and have fun.
Goodbye.